In a world where 7 people will play a game like never before. Will they survive? Audio Dungeon.
Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, and I am joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, Ross Pataro, Dan Isgro, Damian Scro, Brooke Armstrong, Vinny Pro, Tom Kokoza, and our special guest today, Evan Moniz. How is everyone doing today?
All right. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
That's
New
right.
Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. It is the first episode. Guys, you know that by the end of the season, it's going to be 96 episodes when we finish, when we wrap it up.
96.
Yeah, we're at like 89 right now or something like that. So
I'll take it to 100. Roll it out a little extra.
Like I didn't feel old
Tempting.
already. 96 episodes.
96 episodes.
Look at the promo footage. I'm so clean shaven. Now look at me.
We got to do something special for 100, no?
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely do something special for 100.
Let's
Absolutely.
get pizza.
Watch us eat pizza. Aren't you glad you made it to 100?
Pizza bagels. Pizza bagels.
Pizza and cupcakes.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. So guys, anyway, this is season 4, episode 17, the final mission. Guys, and Brooke and Tom are just finding out right now that at the end of this season is going to be the bookend of the Celestial War. We're going to go on. It's going to be new characters on level 1. They're going to start over in the same world. The storyline is going to continue, but there will be an ending of some sort. Now, also, there's something else we have to talk about because if somebody dies right now, you're out for the rest of the season. And that is it. And if you die and you're at this, I'm thinking if you're at this table, you should get up. Just go outside and think about what you did.
Catch a cab.
Call your cab, call your mom, call your Uber or your Lyft. Have a pick your ass up because you ain't being here.
Wow.
If you die, that's what happens, guys. If you do die, that's it. Just walk off. They can't talk to you. It's over. If you're on virtual, just press the X button. You're off, and then come back on for the after talk.
Wait, what if we just don't say anything? What if we just put on mute and then like our picture doesn't come up?
No. We want to simulate what it's like for real. That's what it is.
Your farewell to the
It'll be
fans.
like when we went to the future.
Right to the future, exactly like they went to the future.
Oh my God.
And then you come back on for the after show, and then we'll talk it out.
Yeah. Go get a cocktail.
You have to rip up your character sheet on camera right in front of you.
I'll tell you this right now. If I die, I will do that.
Wow.
I can't.
Wow.
This is my first ever character sheet. I can't. Do that.
Let's make sure that I give you the official "you're dead," not the. Because sometimes it could be like you look dead, and Tom be like, "That's it."
That's it, baby. I'm gone. No. You're only mostly dead. Get the tape.
You
got one of those cross shredders where it just makes it into powder.
He's like already shredding it. Sorry, I've already begun the shredding process.
I've already lit it on fire, Tony.
So we want to say thank you to our staff, Nick Simone, Steve Keeley, Percival Fairweather, Todd Heaney, Justin Sarachek, Lee House, and Liam Lynch. And thank you to our sponsors, Fantasy Network, Dungeon TV, Phoenix Studios, Norse Foundry, Master Monk. As I said before, this is Season 4, Episode 17, the final mission. We are 8 episodes, which includes this one, away from the season finale of the Celestial War, and then a brand new show coming out after that, which a whole bunch of fun stuff coming that is very exciting, which I'm not going to talk about now. So, guys, if you saw the recap, you know what's going on. I'm going to give you the 10-second recap. They went back in time last week. The soul crystal of the collector is right in front of them. It's being pulled into hell, into Dragano. If Dragano gets that crystal, it's pretty much over, as we know. We saw a vision last week of what that would be like and how when you guys materialize into the core in front of Dragano, he would immediately kill you. And then Herald, the Chronomancer, backed up time to save you guys and then use the diamonds he had to stop time. You guys went on a fun mission last week to go through. And anybody, if not watched it, definitely watch it because I did a super Easter egg in there from season 2 where you go back in time and you see a moment in the show where time
crosses over.
Time crosses over, and it happened. And you
Yes.
didn't even know it happened.
Amazing.
I was in your brain tinkering.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Did you see it, Brooke?
I did.
Awesome. So you know.
It took me like a solid 26 hours before I got up the guts to watch it. But and at that point where you say that that thing you say that made me think that I wasn't going to be back this week, I was like,
Oh, what part is that?
I don't know. You were teasing.
You know.
Brooke.
Oh, probably.
The usual.
I watched
the usual. Oh, Brooks, Bissy is gone.
Today's a lot of role play, a lot of things going on. There is going to be something big. There's a lot of chances for wrong decisions and good decisions. It's today. Should we be prepared for more moments like when you have multiple choices in front of you instead of like the worst being like a bad situation. Now there's like 3 of them and they're all like you die because that's it. This is the end of the movie. The stakes are up.
Death.
What?
You're choosing your death.
It's possible.
You may choose your death. It's possible. Hopefully you don't.
Well, I mean, if we have 3,
your own death.
Let's get some shares and likes then, because it sounds like
We're gonna need.
That is a great segue,
We're gonna need
guys.
those rerolls.
Guys, to activate the totem to allow rerolls and enhancements, we need 50 likes and hearts, or likes or hearts on the video, and we need 50 shares. So once they get those 2 markers, everything opens up. They get a +2 competence bonus to everything, and they get access to the totem for rerolls and enhancements. So guys, please start liking the video, and please start sharing it with your best friend. Okay,
gotta
guys.
find a way to tie in like the YouTube and Twitch likes and.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that would help. We don't have that kind of technology in the show.
Math. That's too much math.
Too much math.
Twitch we kind of did it with. Yeah, it's tricky though.
Guys, we are now going to begin Season 4, Episode 17. It is entitled The Episode Where Brooke Dies. Did I mention I create these titles?
I love it. And
Okay, the party starts in the cavern, now able to move. This is everyone who returned from the past. You're now standing in front of that giant crystal that is a soul crystal of the collector. And way, way up top, which you can barely see, is Tom's character, Findalar, somewhat near Gol, the elder demon, who's very powerful. When you guys went through time, they tried to bring the whole party with you, but not everybody went. If you went last week, there's a few of you. Abyssia, you are removed from the frozenness of time spell, and you're free to move right now. And you are there as 2 things happen. Your party returns, and they're holding diamonds. And Volt, Evan's character, pops his head out of nowhere in the middle of the air in front of you, and just says, "Is coast clear? Everything good?" So that's going on right now. The party stands in the cavern, now able to move. As you were removed from the time stop effects cast by Herald, only 45 seconds have passed since the spell has been started, and the heroes have left and already returned with the amount of 10 diamonds. Upon the hero's return, Aurella ceases her spell and runs over to collect the crystals safely. She holds them up and puts them into an orbit around Herald. They begin to rotate around, but are not lit up like the small one that he is using currently. So when he first started the spell, he only had just a small diamond on him, because obviously they're rare, and he used a lot on Hogar in the recent past. So he had no other diamonds. You guys got the diamonds he needs so he can continue his spell. He opens his eyes and begins to speak. This is Herald. I'm going to have to cease this spell and cast a new to tie the diamonds you found into the new one. With that many diamonds, I should be able to hold the spell for a few days. Aurella chimes in. You can't last that long. We need a plan, a real plan. And it can't be one where you just hold off the inevitable death waiting for all of us. We all saw the vision. And I have no interest in going to hell, standing before the immortal red star that is Dragano and dying instantly in front of him. Well, you'll do your plan, but first, I must recast the spell. So everyone, brace yourself. Time will flow forward before it takes effect. I have to say, I knew this day would come, but I have to say I did not think it would be so soon. Twice before I was pulled from the past to this moment to assist in the spell. But I must admit I've never seen it at its end. Harold clearly looks focused and begins chanting anew. All of a sudden, the spell drops, and the sound of crystal shattering can be heard. This is the sound of the soul crystal shattering and breaking. Is that a game? Breaking and flowing into the obsidian black hole into hell that you're hearing. It's not good shattering. It's bad shattering. Like earth shattering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. The sound of the crystal shattering can be heard before seeing a ring of amber light spring forth like a shockwave that flows in a sphere in every direction. Like, unbeknownst to you, the sphere travels like a sonic boom around the entire planet. The entire planet is just one large city. You see a spark of black as the obsidian crystal high up turns inward into a black hole, sucking shards of the collector's crystal within and the demon gall with it. It seems the dark vision you saw has begun to take form. Then, everything goes bright into an amber light. Meet Murphy. You stand in the center of Anwar, with possibly your new and future boss, Corny, when all of a sudden, an amber light wave rushes through you in the entire city. Everyone looks stunned, shocked, wherever they were standing. They look around, and you see a peculiar expression on more than half of the inhabitants of the city. All of a sudden, you fall into a vision. Everyone here falls into a vision. You all share this, whatever you're seeing and experiencing, together. All of a sudden, you hear a voice.
Friend of Andaria, ally of heroes of light, remember who you are and rejoin the fight. A quest was given and many parts in victory, but two lie left, and you must succeed. A rose has been stolen to change the coming tide, and the lion must be freed or Andaria will die. But where to begin this final quest? To face an immortal now, you would fail at best. Travel to the place where a great choice was made, for there, below lies wisdom saved.
So you look up, and what you're seeing, you may not know what you're picturing right now, but what you're seeing is the same eyes of the collector that many of you saw before. Now I'm going to read it to you just normally. So again, you feel like you're in the same space, or you're somehow connected to the collector. You imagine through the sphere of light that came from the collector's crystal, passing through where the collector is actually trapped, and some kind of connection apparently was made. So I'm going to read it one more time. This is what the collector says. Friends of Andaria, heroes of light, remember who you are and rejoin the fight. A quest was given and many parts in victory, but two lie left, and you must succeed. A rose had been stolen to change the coming tide, and the lion must be freed, or Andaria will die. But where to begin this final quest? To face an immortal now, you would fail at best. Travel to the place where a great choice was made, for there below lies wisdom saved. I'll give you guys a moment to think about that. Okay, so you guys experience this all at the same time. And all of a sudden, as that speech kind of ends, and you're seeing the collector, and you're feeling the same awe that you kind of felt once before, all of a sudden, those that are close to the crystal see the glimmering of diamonds, and the diamonds all light up. And all of a sudden, everything slows down once again. And this time you see about 5% of the crystal up top, shattered and stuck in air, going into this black hole. You see Findalar is like this. Findalar seems to be somewhat protected from Andaria's powers around him, but Gol has been sucked in, for good or for bad. You guys realize that because you were out of the spell before, you seem to be still free right now. And Tom, this time you are actually free. So everyone, all allies in this area, you are able to move. The crystal and the black obsidian crystal seem to be all frozen in time.
So Gull was sucked into the hole, or Gull was stuck in the time stop?
Sucked into the hole.
Okay.
You guys are all there. You can role play now. Rob, obviously, you're not there right now. But you guys are all free to act right now. And Tom, you're still up top, half in flight from your Andaria spell. Role play.
I look around to try and find out what just happened, why everything froze. Can I see them? I'm thousands of feet above them, right? Can I see them on the ground?
You can see them. They're very far away, but you can see them, yeah.
All right. I start making my way down as quickly as possible.
Okay.
This'll. What do you think the great choice was?
So I think the great choice is probably when you guys decided, some of you, to go to the future and some decided to stay.
Yeah, Chronomancy Tower.
That was one of the things I was thinking.
I was thinking the same thing.
You know what also came to mind? When Finn dropped the rod into the dark.
Yeah.
For some reason that just came into my mind.
But that's
where
we're
this
down.
there's
That's
so
where we are now. We're already under.
Right.
there's so much down underneath
I know,
that.
there's a lot of,
yeah.
I know. It just came to mind. This is
I think it might be the
what happened.
I think it might be the Chronomancer's tower. I mean that would make sense. I mean he leave messages
Just
there
tell me
for
when
you?
I get there, Tony.
Didn't he leave a message there for you guys to like do something? I don't.
He told us to do it, to go through with it.
No, I mean once you guys came to the future, didn't he leave a message there?
Yeah, he said that Kanos was looking for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you all decided to go to the future, is there anything underneath that?
I don't know. Because I came back to you guys. I came back to you and Arky.
Did anyone say that there's anything underneath the place?
I mean, it was the Chronomancer's tower, so I mean, I feel it's a safe bet to say that there's some sort of knowledge there. I mean,
Just tell me when I get there. God damn it!
I mean, there were goblins there when we were there, so they're
Yeah, wasn't it like ruined
likely under
a
there.
good deal of it?
you were there.
got
I wasn't.
there.
I don't know.
I think so. But we had to leave so quickly because of we met up with I think it was Morty and somebody else.
TL.
We weren't there long. Well, that's a
Wait,
possibility.
why weren't you there long?
Because there was danger. We had to leave. Trying to remember what it was, but
Abyssia, remind them what happened. That you guys had to run.
They knew we were going to be there, and they came and collected us. They knew when we were going to show up. And we had to
Yeah,
leave.
they
There
were
was
ready for
danger.
us.
There was like something, goblins or something.
Well, what about when you got there? What was it? What did you see when you got there and you were going to the tower?
Before we jumped through. Like
Yeah,
before
I mean,
the-
approaching the tower, getting to the tower.
Oh, when we initially went, you mean?
That was
When we initially went, I mean, it was
goblins.
it was-
Purple
it-
goblins.
there was all the magic stuff.
correct, but I mean, it was a fully functional wizard's tower at the time. I mean,
Right.
the Chronomancer had full control over everything that was going on there.
Right.
Uh,
you saw
right,
his powers. on
I
the
mean,
way.
the tower itself was functional. I mean, it wasn't in any type of like disarray when we were there, but we really didn't look around much. I mean, we had a meeting with the Chronomancer, and then he gave us an ultimatum of either going through or not going through, and then we,
Yes, there wasn't much time.
yeah.
There wasn't. We
Tom's
had to
going
decide.
nuts.
Oh, and nuts.
It's a lot of
Guys,
it's
listen.
far away he has.
Listen,
to go.
it's not a big deal. It's only the end of the whole series. We're only in the final run. It's only the last minutes of the movie, last hours of the movie, and anything you do could lead to death or almost death. So just relax. Make a decision.
Very relaxed. Relax.
I don't even know, make a decision. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I'm talking to you in Thizzle's voice. Make a decision. I don't even know how I'm getting out of here.
That's how stressed he is right now.
Hey Tony, is the dagger that I have reacting in any way to what's going on?
So I gave Evan a dagger through the week. That's a +3 ceremonial dagger that he got from the Demon Gaul on his copy, his duplicate. So that's the dagger he's asking about me now. What is it? Is it doing something you said?
Yeah, is it reacting to anything that's going on?
That's not.
Because like I know it's his and dark, so I'm trying to just keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't do something weird or reacts in any way.
Yeah, as of right now, it's not.
I mean, there's a lot of places that we went to that there was a lot of big decisions. The Chronomancer's Tower. I mean, the Necromancer. I mean,
Was there a big choice there, though? I mean, we knew that we had to stop him.
Maybe they're talking about the election for mayor in the Sunken City.
I mean, it could be that. It could be when you decided to go back to the Red City. Could be. But we already went under the Red City, so I doubt it's that.
Leon Yellowknee just gave before. I'm not seeing it yet, but I have to go back. Oh, there it is. I found it. 1,000 stars, and it was going to be for Dan, but now I think he's changing it. Now you want to give it to Tom.
Leon!
Yeah. He said, here you go. Psych. Take it, Tom.
Reroni!
Can take away rerolls from people after the decision's been made.
yes, he can, and he did.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Get those stars.
Hey.
And be like, all right, if you give 1,000, you can counter 1,000.
Bidding wars and
Guys, you know what? Support the crew member you think is the coolest. You know, that's what it is.
You get some bidding wars going up in this
And-
Facebook chat.
Yeah.
That is not a fair thing for some of us, Tony.
I know they don't understand because when you're on the flip side of that, you know, they don't get it.
I'm sitting here in front of a movie poster of Captain America, and you're talking about which one of us is coolest.
Exactly.
Fair.
Exactly. I'm with you, Tom.
Uh,
Mark Shank, the original big decision. Where were they when they formed the party? That's what he thinks. 100 stars from Mark Shank. Thank you so much.
Good one.
Let's see.
I wasn't so much
Richard Wild
a
says.
decision, but more desperation.
Richard Wild says the Red City, the choice there. Scott Weber, what's going on, Scott? Scott, I got something exciting to tell you. If you're up for it, I would like you near the end of the series, because you've been playing it so long, you've been with us for a long time, and you haven't been on the show, I would like you to play Lump near the end of the series coming up.
Yeah.
So I told you that we were going to do an episode
Awesome.
on Patreon, but I think this would be even cooler. So if you're up for it, let me know. Scott Weber says, bribery since Sparky saw Meep, the gnome, formerly known as Archie Fint, have to go into face the challenge. After acting like he didn't know who Sparky was in his goblin disguise, he's going to first cast a sending spell to Hogar to tell him what happened. And then he's going to go back to find Lumpy. Sparky is going to put on the power suit, and they are both going to find and save Meep, kidnapping them if they have to bring it back to the heroes of Andaria. Got it.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 stars from Scott. So that is a reroll for the totem. Rob,
Nice,
put that in there.
nice.
Excellent.
Actually, we're gonna hand that reroll first to Dan, and then we're gonna take that away and then hand it to everyone.
Scratch that one out, Rob.
Wait, what happened to Leon's reroll?
That went to-
goes to Tom.
That went to Tom.
It just disappeared.
Tom gets a
Oh,
reroll.
went to Tom.
hey!
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan missed that part.
Tom, that's a personal one. Make sure you write it down. You know?
Awesome.
Okay.
Dan, if you could do me a favor and write reroll on your sheet, and then when you're done, take the eraser and just erase it out.
No, leave it there and just put for Tom.
Tom only.
Could you log Tom's rerolls on your sheet, please?
Just keep track of that.
You know what else I'm going to write down on my paper? You know what else I'm going to
Uh-oh.
write down?
Should I beep it out?
Down Leon Yellowknee. Okay?
That's it.
That's it. He's not gonna say what he's gonna do.
That's it. He's just writing that
Leon.
name down.
Dan's gonna be walking the streets, traveling across America. Where are you, Leon? I am going to find you.
Leon's one day gonna get a character on the show, and Dan's just gonna stab him in the back.
Welcome to the show.
Goodbye.
Hang up
Could have
now.
been my reroll.
The next time Tony asks us to play characters that are annoying and or bad,
He's
I can
gonna
remember this a
use
few
that
times.
name.
Leon, it's Leon, that's me.
We have Ryan. Oh, he's saying it's better. Someone was getting a weird. Ryan was getting a weird echo from the audio. Hopefully, it's fine now. Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
Is Tom with us yet?
Do we
Tom,
see him
it sounds
or
like
not?
Tom left. Tom, you left.
No, I flew down to them. I was just, it's so long, I couldn't just get there. Right
Okay,
away.
Far.
so Tom lands. He's still in Andaria mode. He looks like a rainbow Captain Planet. Who is rainbow?
Finn, we got the crystals.
Are you okay?
I'm physically okay. This is terrible. Did you guys saw the same vision I did from Collector?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe this is the Chronomancer's Tower where we need to go. If you recall, when we arrived here in the future, we tried to go beneath the tower, but like into the mountain. But there were stairs down in the tower that we were told not to go. There was something too dangerous and powerful down there. That is where I believe we need to go.
Can you ask Andaria if the lion's down there?
Yeah.
Well,
Just because we need to
But
go
we-
there,
but we
that
know-
might not be where the lion
but
is.
we know exactly where the lion is. The lion is at
Right.
the Queen's
Right.
fortress on the other side.
Right, but somehow this may lead
I don't know
to
what's
that.
down there, but I
But we
think
need-
that
yeah.
is.
Maybe the lion's crystal is there? 'Cause the
Wisdom
lion does have to be
fade.
crystal.
Hidden wisdom.
It's possible.
Hidden wisdom.
I think this is where we need to go. I really do. There's nothing else that
Well,
in
and
my
what?
mind that fits the description of.
Do we know anything about the rose?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that with the rose. Is that the rose that was taken from you,
Well, that was
No.
used to bring back.
Orman?
You do know this, that when he first told you that thing about the rose, he told you that a rose had been stolen or has been stolen. So
Yeah.
Well, didn't the collector tell us that that's where we need to begin? At this place where wisdom has been saved?
Where a choice was made. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
the location that we should start at.
I think that is.
Saren Forer says, yes, it has to be the tower, but also, was there a place where they had to make a major wisdom save? That's what he's thinking.
I think they're on the way, right?
I don't know for certain.
What kind of
I don't
save
know
was
how to
it
answer that.
for your against the chronomancy stuff?
I think it might have been
Oh,
wisdom.
yeah.
When we encountered the things on the way there. The
I don't remember if
wolves
those
and
were
stuff,
wisdom
right?
saves or
Wasn't that?
constitution
Well,
saves or what.
So can we even get there? How do we get there? I mean, can we leave? Like, are
Yeah,
we?
how much time do we have?
I mean, he told us.
You turn around. Okay, I imagine you say that in game, and a herald is holding the spell. Listening to you guys talk, and he's like, "I can hold this for about 3 days, but it's going to require me to using the magic from Morella. I'm going to need more wizards with me, and I'm going to need to pull in my past selves. And for my memory, I was pulled twice, so I'm going to pull myself from the past to help keep casting the spell, so that I can rest here, and then we'll see what happens."
But can we freely move around the world, or are we?
I have taken you out of the situation, so the crystal here and the obsidian above is stopped, but you are not. So yes, I will have to stay. Aurella will have to stay with me.
But what about the rest of the world? Is the rest of the world moving, or like?
Yes, it's localized here.
Time is frozen here.
Okay, that's important.
You have 3 days, and then in 3 days,
All right.
we have no choice but to face him.
If during that 3 days, if we're able to bring you more crystals, would that buy more time?
Perhaps.
Harold, you obviously practice chronomancy. Do you know of anything that that would be underneath Chronomancer's tower in Arlight that the collector could be referring to?
There was something that the Chronomancer was working on. It was back in the days, he was constantly consumed with maintaining himself through griffin blood, which stops the effects of chronomancy. And he was trying to seek power for himself. But once he changed the way he thought about the world and his place in it, he started to work on another project, a project he kept to himself. And sadly, I do not see the end of that project. I know it involved amethyst, amber, and diamond crystals. But I do not know what its purpose was, but it would be down at the bottom of the tower.
Well, when we arrived back, the griffins were slain, and their blood gone.
Say it again. You said they were slain? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I'm just telling them that when we arrived back, the griffins were slain, and all their blood was gone.
Yes, well... Yes, that is something unfortunate that happened. Probably best not for me to comment on. And he looks over to Hogarth.
Do you know of any safeguards at the castle that we need to be aware of going down there?
Outside, I would try to land in the tower and avoid everything around it, because the air around the tower on the land is completely enchanted by the chronomancy. But if you come up above and drop on the top of the tower, you should be able to bypass the effects that you once traveled through.
How are we getting there? Because
We need an airship.
but isn't that going to take too long to get there and back? I mean, how long did it's definitely going to take too long. I mean, didn't it take us?
It'll take you roughly. I'm not looking at the map right now, but we did just put it up with hexes, so it's probably somewhere around. If Xander or somebody else is watching right now, you can count the hexes for me from Sunken City to
Arlight,
the Tower of Arlight, the Chronomancer's Tower near Arlight. It's probably around like 7-8 hours.
Oh, so I thought it was a longer trip for them when they left Arlight to come back to Sunken City. I remember it being like I thought it was like a day or two.
Well, you're probably thinking the past when they traveled to the Red Fire.
No, when Morty picked them up. I'm thinking of
Morty went to Rhaegar.
Sorry, he went the other way. But isn't Rhaegar closer?
Yeah.
It wasn't a full day.
I thought it was. I don't know why.
You guys traveled. Remember, you were traveling under different conditions. There were creatures, there were things lurking around, and the fire was still, on land, and they were trying to be careful. Right now, if you're just flying and not worried about that kind of stuff, and the fire doesn't exist.
So potentially, it's going to take us a full day to get to where we need to go.
8 hours.
And back.
Because we're in the Sunken City, right?
We also need to go to more than one
I forgot
place,
we're in the
correct?
Sunken City.
Yeah, and it's around 7-8 hours.
And we have more than one place to go, correct? We have more than one thing we need to do, and we need to do them all quickly.
Yeah, 3 days. 12 hexes, Oni says. Thank you. Appreciate that. 12 hexes says 12 hours.
So it's a full day. It's a full day trip to go there and back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just flying. That's not even
Right.
anything on foot. And then if we need to go to where
Also, you have another problem because your wizard Findalar is out of magic. Aurella is out of magic, almost out of magic, and she's keeping him going. And obviously, Harold is doing what he can. And he needs. Remember, he needs more wizards here to help.
Well, so there's some wizards up in Sunken City, right? They were there from the battle.
Yeah, there should be.
I can help him, can I?
No, you can help us.
I'm going to help you, but
If you have spell points, you can help.
Harold, why can't you speak about it?
Speak about what?
she's referring
The
to.
griffin's blood. You said that's something you shouldn't speak on.
He looks over to Holgar again, and let's just say that something happened in the past that I'm pretty sure that Holgar does not remember. But we visited the Chronomancer's Tower. Holgar, do you remember Kanos coming to Solst when you were imprisoned there for many years?
I have very vague memories of standing before Kanos in Solst.
Kanos came to Solst as the new claimed king of the Red Kingdom. And Solst put me on as well because they knew I was familiar with chronomancy. They didn't know if I was working for the chronomancer though at the time. So the three of us and a few others journeyed to the Chronomancer's tower. And I'd rather not speak about what happened anymore.
Would it help us
Would what help you?
if you speak about it?
No.
Something tells me if he speaks about it, it's going to anger us.
Yeah, just let it go. All right, let's go. Let's let it go. Thistle, I understand what you're saying. It's a full day's journey. I don't know what you're saying. You're saying we shouldn't go?
No, we need to go. I'm just trying to figure out a faster way of getting there besides airships. Especially if we're going to have to then go to the Lion, which is even further. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at the Chronomancy's tower, we'll find something that can help us with time.
There are portals. There are portals there. Remember, there's a whole hallway of doors you could take. They go to many different places. Sure,
What?
you could jump into one of them.
Wasn't the whole tower destroyed? I thought you guys said the whole tower was destroyed.
Ransacked.
Oh, okay. All right. Misunderstood.
Well, we're gonna have to. I think this is the right place to go. I really do. I don't think of anything else.
I agree with
Yeah.
Finn. I think that's where we need to start.
So let's get out of here. Let's get up to the surface. Let's find Morty and see if he can get us.
With the knowledge that we have of what wizards are up top, do we think that he's going to be okay with their help, or do we feel like?
You're not sure. You think you think that they'll be able to round up enough people eventually, if not.
Okay.
Well, before we go, I think there's something I ought to tell you guys. Now that we're all back together.
Well, do you want to do it right now, or do you want to wait till we get back to the surface and on the ship?
I want to do it. I want to do it right now.
Okay.
Knowing what we know now and seeing what we've seen, I think I should tell you guys that the Archmage appeared to me again recently. He told me that despite all the chaos and the horror that I unleashed at the trials, he tried to convince me that I still did the right thing because Andaria is still here. And he suggested that if I didn't do what I did, it would no longer be here. I don't know that I believe him, but it's what he told me. And he also told me that we need to destroy the Collector's Crystal.
There is no way we are destroying this Collector's Crystal.
Wait.
Yeah, it's.
Wait. Think about it.
Think about what?
This crystal's getting sucked in.
To hell.
to
If
hell
we can,
right
if
now.
we can stop it, we are not going to destroy it.
I'm just saying.
It's bad. It's
I don't
bad
know.
enough that we already lost the Elven Lord and almost the Red Knight. You want to just drop off another one that's on our side?
No.
He's not going to be on our side.
I mean, if it goes through, game over.
Yeah, it's
Guarantee. If we destroy it right now, it can't go through.
If we destroy it now, then what? Like,
I don't. No.
I don't think that's
I'm not
wise.
destroy it. I don't think we should destroy it now. I'm saying if it's
Right.
2 days and 11 hours and 50 minutes, and we haven't done whatever we're supposed to do, whatever.
plan
We've got
B.
like this is final plan. Like it's better to destroy it than let it go through, right?
Do we know how to destroy it?
I could, that makes sense. You know.
No, I don't, and
It's
I
a
don't see any
last-ditch
way.
effort.
I don't see any way of us doing that and not, and surviving. But I don't know.
All right.
I'm saying it doesn't sound as crazy as if he had said that before we walked in here.
Yes. But I think we have more pressing matters. Let's get on with this.
All right, I'm gonna start looking for a way back since the tunnel collapsed behind us, right?
Yes, it did.
Does anyone know where
While
Archmage
they're
is?
figuring this out, I'm gonna try to take a look around and find any other ways to go.
Okay, you start
No.
look around the cavern.
I walk over to Holgar and I touch his arm. just like, reassurance, like, it's all good, man.
Okay. Evan, you start. Volt, you start looking around, and you do find other tunnels. And roll an investigation check.
So my passive investigation is 23.
Jesus. Okay, stop. Okay. So you're looking on the ground.
It's like asking me to roll.
I'm a tracker.
And you feel the dungeon master is going to tell you something. You're like, no, I'm good. And you look around, and you see footprints for the suit that Archie is wearing. This is his mech suit.
This is.
And then we know that because they've told us, right? I wasn't with Dan when they got that message, or Skro when he got the message.
It could be group knowledge now that you know that Rob was down here with Archie was down here with Lump and Sparky.
Okay, so I go back and I let them know that I found the way that they went, but I don't know if that will get us back. I don't know where that goes.
Oh,
when we had the vision, did we see each other? Did we see Archie at all?
You have the sense that now that you ask that question, you have a sense that he saw it, but you also have a sense that a lot of people saw it too.
So
yeah,
the collector did say like remember who you are. Does that affect Archie at all?
I won't comment on that until we get to Archie's story.
Okay.
Does that affect anyone else, like of a Jacques level, or things? The other people out there in the world who?
Oh, would that affect me?
Saying Jacques level?
Like, yeah, like he means like people that are from other places or like have other like other soul things.
You don't know. But you guys have pretty much your full memories. Like you remember.
I never did.
What do you mean you never did? You never did?
No, I wasn't with them.
Oh, okay. So if you didn't, then you do. If you haven't experienced that yet, then right now in character you start remembering your past lives.
All right. So all right. When that occurs, I mentioned.
Someone trying to come in right now? What is that?
I mentioned the
What was that? What was that message? Nothing. Okay.
Dan asked if anyone else is hearing the predator.
There's like a weird predator-esque sound happen. There it is.
Oh, I hear it.
That one was me. That was me. I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
I re-bring up the subject then of the rose. Well, the rose that was stolen, it might be the one that Thawen had. Thawen had a white rose.
What happened to it?
I don't.
The rose that Thawen had?
When?
Prior to
27 years ago?
No.
Prior to Audio Dungeon?
No, yeah. Just prior to Audio Dungeon.
Okay.
When you had that dance recital.
Remember we had that dance recital?
Yeah, when he did that ballet.
My God, we're back to tap dancing. It's happening again. Go away, tap dancing. We don't want to talk about you.
So sorry. So to clarify, if everybody, that Thawen had a white rose, because
I think you're about to go really deep.
I am.
I'm gonna stop you.
I am.
So
Okay.
you remember your characters, you remember the histories,
Yeah.
their general stuff, but you don't. You're trying to pull information from so many quests ago.
Well, it's only.
You don't remember.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right.
I'm,
That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say.
I'm also saving you a tangent that goes nowhere.
That's all you gotta say. Okay. Fine. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Not the rose. Got it.
It wouldn't be relevant.
I remember 25 years ago you mentioned the
wasn't.
rose that one character had, and I was wondering if that was the same character.
It was Mal. It was too bad.
It was Mal?
It was Mal. Anyway, all right. Onward. Yes, onward.
All right. So we can't go back the way we came. Do you think maybe following Archie's footprints? He's still around. Maybe we can find him and find another way out of here.
Well,
So if you guys want to push on that way, I can continue trying to investigate these tunnels and seeing if I can find a way back through this way. But that would split us. I don't know what you want to do.
if we
I'll help in any way I can.
follow Archie's footprints, isn't that gonna just lead us to where he is in Anwar?
I would say there's so little time left. I would advise nobody split up. Stay together. Get the job done.
That's gonna bring us further from our goal than we have, and then we're gonna have no contact there to even get to the sunken city.
Okay.
Do any of the other tunnels seem like they would go back?
No. Your best way out, you believe, unfortunately, might be through those tunnels. And for those of you that have been down here, you know that Anwar is somewhere near. And Anwar does have that
How
way
bad
out.
was that cave in? Do I think I can clear it with explosives?
You could barely get through. Oh my god, you would collapse. Everything and maybe disrupt the spell.
Right. You save those explosives for if you have to destroy this whole chamber and maybe crush the crystal. I think. Look, I can't magic us out of here. And even if we get up to where we were, I can't magic us back up the way we came. Right? We used magic to get down here as quickly as we did.
So then it's through the tunnel, and it's going to take us to wherever it leads us. I'm assuming it's going to be Anwar, right? I would think, right?
We all know Archie well enough to know wherever he went and whatever he's doing, he's probably.
He's in trouble.
He's in trouble. Who said that? Evan, I think?
Grab away for it.
I was with him for 22 years. We feel like we were in no patrol. I know what you're saying. He's
But you know what? His trouble usually helps us in the long run. Like solving his trouble usually gets us where we need to go. So maybe it's a sign. Maybe he was led down this path and we're going to have to go down.
Then
Well, let's give Orky some credit here. Maybe he gave a very rousing speech and became a likable public figure wherever it is he wound up.
That's true.
maybe he's mayor.
Yeah.
It has only been.
Aurella
a few
looks at you
hours.
guys. You guys are talking as if you have all the time in the world right now. Get moving.
She's right. Let's go.
All right.
Sorry, Harold.
Aurelia.
I'm Aurella.
Yeah, you are.
all right, so into the tunnel with the water.
I'll
Then.
take lead and follow the tracks.
Okay, you guys begin following the tracks down the tunnel, and it goes for a bit. We're going to head over to, I was going to say Archie Finn, but
Meet Murphy.
Meet Murphy we're going to.
Meet Murphy.
Rob, maybe you can use this character next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, he's
That's
level
what I'm saying,
1.
he's level 1.
He can be level 1.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my god, I kind of love it.
Oh my god.
For anyone not familiar, so we're going to end. So this is 8 sessions left in this show, and then we'll be starting a new show in the same world, same timeline, same everything else. It'll be a few years after with level 1 characters. If these characters die, they are done. They are out. But if they don't, they survive, and there'll be more Patreon stories and everything else. And then in the future, we may come back to Celestial War Season 5, depending on what's going on, which that'd be very awesome. So, yes. So in a way, he could play. We'll see what happens. First, you gotta survive Celestial War.
There we go.
Today. We need to survive.
Survive today. We'll talk about tomorrow. Okay, so Mr. Murphy, you see this light goes through everybody. As I mentioned before, you see a lot of the citizens of the city are like looking around and like kind of like having a weird moment. At the same time, you're looking at them. You're like, why are these people acting so strange? And then you all of a sudden start remembering who you are. And you look in front of you, and you see in one to your left, coming forward is the gun wizard, who's got like a green cloak on, and to your right is Corny, who's holding out a contract for you to sign, which you are sure it's in your best interest. You imagine? Who knows? So, in the distance, you see people are starting to walk around, ask questions, and starting to panic and act very, very odd. I'll put a hold on describing that for you, so you can role play now with Corny, played by Tom. And for those who don't know, Corny is a competitor of Rob's, trying to steal Rob's shop. And while Rob lost his memory, he was taking advantage of that situation. And now Rob just got his memory back. So Corny and Archie are there to talk to each other, and the gun wizard is walking up. Go ahead, take it away, guys.
I have one question. Do I remember that I was Meet Murphy, or
Yes.
do I remember the whole
Yes.
trials? Yes.
Remember everything.
Everything. Corny, what are you?
This voice.
Yes, I love it.
Corny, what is this contract you were saying? You were offering me a job in your store? But first off, you know who I am. And wait, me that. I grabbed the contract.
You read the contract, just breeze through it really quickly, and it's all about like, well, since you have nothing, you're just starting out in the world. Everything you have will be his. It will be sold in the shop, and you'll be working for him, and you'll be working just basically for stay and for food.
Indentured servitude.
Yeah, that's what you are. Oh man.
And you'll be working here at Anwar, and you'll be part of Corny's Corners, which is now cornering the market on this industry.
It would have been better if he would have been sending him back to the sunken city to work in Corny's Corner.
Hi, I'm Meat Murphy. What are you doing?
It's all sorts of terrible.
Go ahead, Rob.
Corny, what have you been up to?
Tom, you here?
Hey, Mustafa?
Maybe not.
Things. I look at him. Can I tell that he looks different? Like that he's got a sense of knowing who he is.
Yeah, you believe so. If you want to roll for it, you can, but you believe so.
So I'm guessing you remember you're not Meat Murphy anymore. You look kind of upset.
Yeah, not me, Murphy. I don't know where that came from. To be honest.
Well, you know where it came from.
No, I'm not Meat Murphy. I didn't know I was Arky at the time. You knew I was Arky.
Yeah. Look, Arky, I want to be honest with you. I think you deserve that. You've done a lot for me. Okay? I think it would be better for you to use your skills not as some kind of adventurer that goes out and screws things up and then tries to fix them, but here in Anwar, working for me, making quality merchandise to sell. You already screwed up Sunken City, man. It's destroyed. I had to flee. Again. And look, I appreciate that you have this passion for being someone bigger than you are. But it just doesn't work out. That's why I gave you this contract. I think you'd be better served as Meat Murphy than, Meat Murphy, talented builder of fine machinery. Arky Finn, consistently failed hero.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Consistently. First off, this sunken city's not destroyed. We won the battle. All right?
Oh, you won the battle. I'm sure that the city looks fine. I'm sure that thousands and thousands of innocent people didn't die. Right? Like the last time or the time before that. I'm sure it's great. Yeah.
Corny, looks like you're happy here in Anwar. You've got your plans. I think you should stay here. All right? I need to reconnect with Sparky. Where's Sparky? He was here with me.
Look, I don't know. I haven't seen that guy.
Sparky!
Yeah, call out for him. You're in a city.
Corny, this kind of attitude is why you'll never succeed in public relations. All right? You need to learn how to talk to people.
I don't want to succeed in public relations. I don't want to be a mayor. I don't want to be a hero. I want to be somebody who is a store owner, builds things for people to use. That's what you were, and you were good at that once.
I'm still a
you
store
look
owner.
all behind.
Well,
I used to have real respect for you as a craftsman, as somebody who knew what their job was in the world and wanted to do that well. And now I don't know what you are. You go around all over the place, calling out for people like they're just gonna answer your beck and call. If this guy Sparky is such a good friend of yours, why didn't he get you out of your Meat Murphy phase?
All of a sudden, you see
where the rest of your friends.
You see the gun wizard. You see the gun wizard approaching, and all of a sudden he stops and looks around, and you see in the city that people are like literally just screaming coming out of the city. People are running around, and they're all freaking out, and some of them are fighting each other. And in the distance, this is going to be very odd to describe, but in the distance you see weird magical things happening. In some area, you see random gold pouring out of like nothing in the sky. You see someone turn to like double their size and walking around. Someone, magical items appear in their hands, and all chaos is just attacking each other and cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria, and people just going back and forth. Can anyone guess what's happening for 50 experience points?
Hundreds of people getting back their memories from when they took the test.
That's part of it.
And the other people that are getting their souls rejoined with their...
No.
Like, people are realizing like they have wizards and fighters.
They're getting their memories back, realizing who they are. What's the last step? I'll give you 25. What's the last step? What's the craziness happening?
Is it somehow related to the rod?
No. Okay, we're going to hold up there because no one really got it. So, Corny and Arky, what do you want to do?
Sparky. Do you have any idea what's happening?
Sparky.
No, I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, listen, I can't waste any more time. I came down here to find out what was going on. Now I need to get back.
All of a sudden, a suit lands in you. He's a steam tech suit, and you see an orc running at you. You see Lumps running over.
I think I know what the other part
who
is.
showed up. Corny, see? I call and people come and help.
Yes. And you hear from inside the suit. It's Sparky. He goes, "Oh, hi, Corny. Come on, guys, we have to get out of here."
Hey, why do we have to get out of here? What's? Do you know what's happening? Why things are going crazy?
I think it's something to do with the crystal, maybe, because it was amber light that came through, and I saw that we saw that vision, or what? I felt like I saw the collector talking to everybody. I feel like this is it. I feel like this is the end of the world. So we gotta go.
Calm down, Sparky. We gotta go back through the tunnel the way we came. Maybe we can reconnect with the rest of the group back there, and let them know what's happening.
Lump runs
And
out.
as for Corny, he's not coming with us. Corny.
Oh, why not? Corny, you can come.
No.
No.
He is banished from the Sunken City.
What?
It will be once I talk to the leadership there and have it done legally, but it's gonna happen.
Wow.
If anyone should be banished, it should be Mr. Three times a hero.
Oh, jeez.
But I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you, this is what a real craftsman of fine quality merchandise does. If you need anything for any of your suits, make them work the way that they should or whatever, before you run out of here, come visit Corny's Corner, and I'll take care of you.
Corny's Corner.
Bribery from Scott Weber, 100 stars. Bribery for Arky to just sucker punch Corny.
Ooh. It would have been.
Don't make a face like that, Rob. You murdered somebody on the show.
It would have been
I know,
great.
I thought we get blunder busted yet.
It would have been great if
He
Corny
murders a guy, but he won't punch a man in the face.
shoots his own partner in the group. But that's okay.
He shot Vinny, murdered someone else. Crazy.
All right,
Corny runs back to his shop.
that's it. And you better never see you again. Come on, Sparky and Lump.
Sure you won't.
Lauren Hicks says, "Give him the chair."
Oh, Corny will get his. Wait till I tell the rest of the group what happened.
100 stars from Leon
I'll have to hold
Yeleny.
him back.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
McGinnis fan, 100 stars. Appreciate that. Awesome.
Leon.
Guys, we're getting close to the 50 reactions and 50 shares. Get us there, guys. We're a little bit more we need. And Scott Weber also says, time for Rob to go murder hobo.
If we get to 50 shares,
Go, Rob.
I'll have Corny really rip into Rob. That was just being nice.
Oh God! What if
Tom, I want
he's going to get a suit?
Tom,
He's going to get a suit.
I totally wanted to hear you turn around to him and say, like, come and visit me at your shop, and I'll give you what you need.
Wow. Derek Luxon says, Corny's a used car salesman. Leon Yeleny says, Tom for president. And Nick Lurkin says, thank you,
I
Corny.
resent that.
Best rant to
Not a
date.
used car salesman.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you're a used suit salesman.
Oh!
Who actually cares about their work
Having a
more
savage
than cares
today.
about going off gallivanting. Corny is somebody I feel like is very
Your
passionate
work.
about his job.
They're my suits.
That's right.
No.
Volt did a ton of design. So he actually, Corny is insulting Volt as well.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you...
You're not there.
You're not there.
You're not there.
He
Stop.
wouldn't do that in front of him.
Okay, so
But
do you guys leave?
Yes, we're gonna head back to the entrance that we came through. Come back to the.
Look, I literally had to pull Tom and Rob apart about this. Corny and Arky. This is not over. It's not over. Okay, so,
I haven't got to play somebody that is just mean.
so you guys make your way, you leave, and you go back the way you came? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. As you're heading back, it's just mass hysteria, and in the far distance, you see a whole slew of those purple goblins making their way, and they're fighting people off. They see somebody, they're just cutting them down, and they're making their way towards where you're going. And it's probably got to be upwards near 50 of them.
Ruh-roh.
So you guys just running, and Lump is like, "Goblins chase us. Run faster."
Okay. Maybe you could carry me, Lump.
He picks you up. He just holds you out like this, like a dirty rag. He just keeps running.
Scruffing the neck.
You guys cross the bridge. The guards are not even there. They're not paying attention because there's a lot of stuff going on. Last guess is, what is happening?
Collector's coins are going off.
Yes! There you go. Get the full 50. Whoever has a collector's coin is using them up because it's the end of the world, and you're seeing all their wishes go through right now.
Wow.
So you guys run back. You get back to the same opening where you guys kind of left off, where Lump was staying with the suit. And the goblin is still on your tail. Do you continue?
Sparky, drop a smoke bomb. Maybe it'll.
There's only
give
one
him
way to
pause.
go. Okay.
What?
There's a
Keep
smoke.
going. They might think it's poison or something.
Okay. He throws it down and he runs. Okay.
We'll just keep moving and see if if that buys us a little more time, a little more space.
You guys run. A few hours pass. Not a few hours, but like 2 hours pass. Maybe almost that. And finally, you guys, both parties, hear somebody running in the tunnel towards you. You guys get a little cautious, and to save time, you figure it out. It's each other. Before we have a 10-minute scene
Attack!
about. Yes, exactly.
Oh man, I could have actually.
attacked that
I mean,
guy.
I could have shot him.
Oh, I took it away from you. I'll give you one free shot. You want to shoot him back?
No, it's fine.
I'm giving it to you. I'm handing it to you right now.
No.
You're entitled to it.
That's fine. I'm good.
He
Okay.
attacks the darkness.
Okay, you guys
I got
all,
nothing to throw at him anyway.
everyone meets up. You're all together. Role play.
Oh,
Hey!
there you are. The goblins have been stealing. Purple goblins have been stealing parts of the crystals and taking it to Anwar.
That's not important. We got important things to do right now. We gotta get moving.
Wait. That's kind of important.
Is it?
Sounds
It
important.
is.
Well, we gotta get moving.
But I mean, either way, we
Let's
gotta go.
go.
Wait, they're going to Anwar. All right. Well, we're going to Anwar anyway. So
And things are going crazy. Like magical items are falling from the sky, and everyone's going nuts.
That's
Man,
clouds
they're-
are falling from the sky.
well,
Yeah.
Yo.
well, we can't go back the way we just came from because the entranceway is closed off. So it's to Anwar.
Oh,
What's the fastest way back to the sunken city?
This way, if we go through Anwar, we go up, and then we get up near the desert. But that puts us
2 days.
something like that. I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's
Can
a
anyone
while.
send message to someone back in the sunken city to have an airship meet us where we're going to come out?
oh, that's a good idea.
Does anyone have a collector's coin?
Mm-hmm.
One person.
I've still got mine.
Just one.
Okay, Sparky messages.
Scrow's hoarding it for the end of the game. Oh wait.
Sparky messages. Sparky messages the Exchange Guild and tries to get anyone there. He messages a few members and tries to get somebody to pick him up with an airship outside of Anwar. So guys, not text me, but let me know on Facebook or Twitch if you guys have a way to do that.
Finn, you think that's something that...
I mean, Dew is there back at the city, and he was with us when we went down, so Sparky would know who he is.
Yeah, it could be. So it could be anyone that has access to a ship could work it out. We'll see who comes up and does it.
Finn, if you got an idea, say the word.
You guys in the distance are hearing the goblins coming.
oh yeah, there's goblins who are chasing us.
Oh, thanks for the heads up.
Coming?
Yeah, okay.
Is there only one way
yeah.
in this tunnel? Is this tunnel like only one? Like,
Yeah.
it's one
It's,
narrow.
it's like specifically carved.
How many goblins are coming?
Yeah, almost like 50.
Is it the ones with the red, the ones that we saw over with the?
Oh, the
They have purple
daggers.
skin.
All right,
It's gross.
but wasn't the ones with those
Oh, here,
looking
Arky.
daggers, right?
Oh, I
The ones
didn't.
at the
I don't.
Chronomancer's tower.
Maybe I don't know. I didn't see their daggers. Sparky jumps out of the suit for you, Arky. He says, "Yeah, oh yeah. By the way, here, get in."
Oh yeah. By the way,
I get
here's your toy.
Sorry, it might smell like leather wrapped in burnt bacon in there.
I thought I hear a Deadpool reference.
Oh, no.
I want to fire a flare down the tunnel, see if it lights it up, and we could see the goblins.
So we're in the tunnel right now?
You're in the tunnel. Yep. Only 2 ways to go.
All right,
You throw the flare down. You don't float. You don't have. I'm not gonna say you have the best arm, but you throw it 30 feet.
Can I like
We
shoot
got
it out of the
it's a
suit?
signal flare,
No, they're
so
like
it'll
built
shoot
in.
out. Yeah.
Like shoulder launchers or something.
Oh, it's in the suit. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you fly. You fire the flare. Shoulder rotor.
Shoulder rotor.
You fire it. You fire it down, and you hear them coming. So you don't need to see them, but you don't see them yet.
You also have a shoulder cannon on that
Yes.
suit.
Volt's nerding around your suit. You also have the shoulder cannon right here, and if you press this button, this does this.
His head just keeps popping over his shoulder and telling him different things.
And I stole. I stole the.
Hold off on the explosions in the tightly packed cave, guys.
All of a sudden, you guys are taking no action, and you see the goblins come up, and they're like, "Rah!" And you see daggers coming out, and the daggers are indeed the daggers that look like lava, like a molten. Like molten. They're coming in, running in.
I push to the front and take out my sword.
Okay, Hogar pushes to the front. Okay, you don't have to roll initiative. You don't have to roll. You get ready, and you're taking action. They're coming up to you, and you can make a roll, as I will make a roll on you.
All right, I got my full 3 attacks.
Yes, because you just stopped and ready for them. I guess it'd be 2.
So now is this just one goblin that I'm facing right now?
2 at a time. One misses
2
you.
at a time.
You come up. You have a shield. What do you have on you? Sword and what?
I have a sword and a shield.
Okay. So the 2 goblins come up. You block one easily, and one comes in low with a 25. Is that a hit?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna like this.
Is he like blocking them getting past him?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, can I buff him or do I have to wait?
When you go and you turn, you can do something. If you take 56 damage, the blade goes inside of you. It like pierces everything it touches. It's like being stabbed with a lightsaber. Yeah, this is a dead. I told you. End game.
I need one of those daggers.
All right.
This guy's got one of those daggers.
Doesn't help me.
I rolled a 19,
19's a hit. They're just goblins. Easy to hit.
18,
19, yes, 2 hits.
and 23.
14 hits these guys.
Okay.
Oh, so I need to roll 2.
I'll give you damage in a sec, Tony.
Okay. Anyone who has a way to attack that's simple, you can just start rolling now, save time.
Yep.
And Evan, if you're gonna do your buff, you can do your buff also.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on him.
That one's gone.
So whenever anyone's attacking him, they have to do a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack.
Okay.
How big is the tunnel? Is there room? Is Hogar just like blocking the whole way?
It's probably it's not that big because goblins chisel it out for them and just to carry stuff, so it's pretty small. It's barely enough to fit Hogar.
I can't take a shot. He's blocking it.
All right, Tony, that's 3 hits, 15 damage, 15 damage, and 19 damage.
Okay, every time you do more than 8 damage, you kill them instantly.
All right, I'm not gonna roll for damage.
Okay.
Yep. So you probably only need hits.
So that's 3 dead?
Yep, 3 dead.
You can start punching them to death.
Yeah.
Let me know when it's my turn.
You can take a turn, God.
So
It's-
I yell when I cast Sanctuary on him, I yell that if he causes anyone damage,
Just
the
say it.
spell's gonna be. Yeah. I've protected you somewhat, but if you do damage, it won't work.
If you attack, you ruin the spell. He put a spell on you that they will choose another target instead of you. So he's saying if you attack them back, you'll ruin the spell. But this is after you went already, so you're fine. You're fine this round. So you can decide what you want to do next round.
Okay.
Then you go.
3 attacks, 3 hits.
3 hits, okay.
Yeah.
So what are you hitting them with?
Short sword dagger.
Okay, so you're poking out around Holgar, just stabbing the ones that are coming up. So that's basically it.
Oh, there's no room to go side by side then?
No, not
Oh,
really.
all right.
Barely enough. But you could do it because you're small and you can fit
Okay.
in.
4
my
attacks,
legs.
4 kills.
How you attack it? How you get
The
in there?
axe. With my axe? No.
Okay, so you're running around Holgar then. Okay, so you come around the side, Vinny, you hit them with the dagger and a short sword. You run around the other side, you barrel through, and then you kind of just try to take some of them out. 3 hits, you said?
4.
4 hits. So you go, you slice them up, and they're dropping like crazy. Anybody else doing any attacks? It has to be a range attack at this point.
I attack with my arrows.
Okay. If you roll very low, you have a chance hitting somebody.
If I roll pretty high.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I rolled already.
Great.
29, 22, or 15 is my lowest.
That's fine. They're all hits. So you fire the arrows.
Yeah.
You fire the arrows through everybody very adeptly. And I imagine you would take out 3 guys. You do more than 8 damage?
11, 14, 10.
Okay, all kills. You take them out. Anybody else need to go?
All right, I'll take shots too then, since I see Abyssius having
One
success.
of us is getting
Okay.
shot.
Oh boy.
Who's getting shot?
Well, Arky.
Sparky's gonna take a shot, Rob.
getting shot?
Sparky puts out magic
I go
missiles.
behind Arky.
Fires magic missiles out.
Okay.
Lump is just trying to get in, and Lump is just trying to wait to find his way to get into the mix.
Corny's head's floating
Okay.
over your shoulder.
24, 23, and an 11.
Oh wow! So 2 hits.
All right, at least he didn't hit us.
Yeah, fine.
I was waiting for him to roll that magic 1.
9 and a 12.
A 9 and 12 damage. So that's another 2 dead. Okay, so you guys take a lot of them out this first round. I'm gonna do a check and see what you guys got going on for the reactions, guys. 50. Oh, we're so close. 50 reactions. We need 2 more reactions, guys. 2 more likes or 2 more hearts on the video, and that opens up that one side of it. And 6 shares gets rerolls, enhancements, all that stuff they have written on a piece of paper that they cannot use right now. It all becomes activatable. So you guys take out about around a dozen guys, and
6, 10. No, it's more. It's like
well, either way,
Yeah.
you guys take over a dozen guys, and the goblins immediately start turning around because they'll do. Some of them throw blades at you guys, and that's what you're gonna have fun with right now. So everyone up front, which is 1. Oh, they have to roll versus Dan, so they choose a new target. Okay, so it's basically gonna be the 2 of you. So I'm gonna get 2 daggers, and each of you are thrown to the air. A natural 1. The guy goes to throw a dagger, and he drops it himself. He goes, ah! He dies. So that's that.
Nice.
Natural 20. Oh, this is gonna be really bad. Goes right into your chest. Hurts and you can't believe. I now have to roll. Just so you know what I'm rolling. I'm rolling a D8 times 6 times 2. Here we go with this. I rolled low too. So it's 12.
24. Yeah.
No damage from strength, so 24 damage. So that was
Okay.
probably almost as good as it could have went.
Yep.
yeah,
Next attack. This is a 24 on you.
25 armor class.
Oh, and a miss. Daggers going flying around the group. Everyone roll a dex save from random flying daggers. Don't roll a 1, 2, or a 3, and you're able to get out of the way.
All of us or the rest of them?
The rest of everybody else. Not Dan, not Vinny, not Scro.
8.
13.
19.
Okay, so everyone's fine. Okay, so they are running. You guys can now go. What do you want to do?
We gotta keep
Pick
going in
up
that
one of those
direction,
daggers.
right?
Yeah, I scooped 2 daggers
I scooped a dagger too.
to replace mine.
500 stars, Scott Weber. Bribery for lump to sucker punch. Corny. Ask me before. And say you bad. No, I didn't see that before. You know, steal a friend's store. If he sees him again, I'll have him say it again. So what do you guys want to do?
Keep moving.
Yeah, I take 2 daggers off the floor and keep it moving.
Okay, you guys start heading back. Moving time forward. They basically just keep going for a while. Who's in the front? Give me the first 3 people.
I guess.
I'm in the front.
Yeah, I would just leave it the same. I would assume.
us.
As you guys approach, 3 more daggers go flying out for you. And here we go. It's going to be 1, 1, and on Hogar. So this is a 21.
Miss.
Okay. Hogar, a 17, yeah.
Wait, don't I still have protection on me?
How long does that last? It'll last like a
1 minute.
Yeah, it's gone.
All right. Well, okay. 17 is a miss, but how long has it been? Because I'm regenerating 1 hit point per.
Oh, it's probably
1
been
hit point
about
per round.
15 minutes of running.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Can
Okay.
we regenerate these hit points, or
He can regenerate hit points. He has a
I
crazy
think,
half giant thing.
no, just in
misses you.
general? I thought this damage was like special.
To your max health.
Oh my god. Scro.
Sorry.
Thank you so much, Scro. So guys, I totally forgot
about that.
Which
Oh
Scro
my
just
God.
reminded me that this hit points
Can't
loss
help it.
is permanent loss.
It's permanent loss on these hit
So you need to
points.
take it off your max. You do not regenerate it.
Yeah.
He remembers that. He doesn't remember that.
You know, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Some things stick.
You know, that was. Yeah,
I'm Mr. Blackwater.
that's right.
Who?
Never heard of you.
I'm sorry, it doesn't ring a bell.
I don't trust him.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oof. Wow. And that hit Dan for what? 50?
Meanwhile,
54 before?
teacher, you forgot to assign homework.
Yeah, I know.
Dan, how much damage did you take before?
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Usually I'm good for that. Teacher, like, hey.
Dan,
Listen,
Pro is a pro at that.
What?
how much damage did you take from those blades?
56.
Oh,
It's off of your hit points forever.
Jesus.
Welcome to the end game.
Oh, man. Oh.
I'm scared.
That's bad. That's lethal.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are
it's the game.
still chasing him?
Rob would have like 2 hit points left.
I mean, we're not chasing them. We're just trying to get to the
In the
sunken
same
city.
direction.
Yeah, I mean you're going that way. You guys go almost all the way. When you guys get to the end, you see a lot of them out there, and they once again are tossing daggers. Who's in the front?
Me.
Yeah, it's the same.
Here we go. I'm sorry. 23.
Miss.
Oh, it's a miss. 24. 22. That's on Hogar. It's a hit.
That's a hit.
Oh, God.
Are you factoring your shield with your armor class and everything?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, man. Yeah, 6, 12, 18. 18 damage. I thought I had times it for a second.
I was like, oh,
I was like, no, wait, I'm not timesing it. I'm not timing it.
Jeez.
It's a natural 20. The daggers are hitting you and just like, again, think lightsaber being stuck with that. Natural 1 on you, Vin.
Oh man.
The dagger just goes wild into the ground here. He kills that guy kills himself, but who cares? Guys, you now have the choice to go forward or to return back and hide in the cave. What do you guys want to do?
Forward.
Go back to the crystal room. Is that like what the plan was? We're gonna run here and then go.
We have a lot of goblins there, and they got a lot more daggers.
Well,
How many of them are there?
We need to switch up. Does anybody
It's
have
about-
the ability to kill a lot of goblins from
Is-
far away?
how many are there?
There's about 22 left. What to say? The rest of them have run.
I use my ember to cast a fireball on them.
Did you do that already? You
I
still have
had
it?
one more use left
Okay.
for today.
So you come up, you see all of a sudden Thistle's eyes go red, then his face goes red, then his hand goes red, and he goes, he shoots a fireball that lands right in the center of the goblins, and boom,
That's my man.
and that
That's
ends
my
that.
man.
I learned from the best. Come on.
Tom was like, I would have been so proud.
At least it wasn't dwarves, right?
He's grown up and he's grown up and he's grown up.
Okay, so the goblins are dead on the floor. There are lots of those daggers on the floor too if you want them. They're right there.
pick up another one.
Yeah, I'll pick up a dagger. Why not?
If anybody wants 1 or 2 daggers there, you can just take it. Just announce you're taking
So
it.
I know that Dan's taking the
I have
most,
just-
right?
I want to.
I have 2 total now.
Dan's taking the most damage, yeah. Dan's a lot. I think
Can
about
take, what,
68.
70? 68? Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot what the second
took
number was.
16 and 56.
So like percentage wise,
72.
is that like half?
What is your new?
No, I'm at max because that's my new max.
Right. No, but was that half of what
Yeah,
you
but
had
what-
before?
What do you have? What do you have now?
What'd you have originally? Is what
I
they're
originally
asking.
had 272 hit points.
Oh my god.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
So he's at 200. This is his new max.
I'm at 198. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
That's annoying.
Would like greater restoration bring that back?
Once again, I cannot answer questions like
Right,
that.
right. That's true.
Now, only if we had somebody that had greater restoration. Oh wait, a cleric. None of them here.
Oh, no clerics.
Well, we do, but
I think I
Okay,
get
good.
it later.
We'll
But
see.
much later.
We'll see. Okay, so you guys are in Anwar. Do you guys make your way out?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you guys make your way out. There's a large opening in the center of town that's been covered up. It's like now it's discreet from up top, and underneath you can see it clearly. You guys climb up the sides of these stairs, going up this long cylindrical thing. It looks like the area in Batman when he's trying to get out of that bottom in the prison, and he's just going up there. And you guys get to the surface, and you look around. Has anyone from the exchange sent an airship? Let's see. What do we got here?
Did that message go through? Wasn't there supposed to be a message?
He did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sparky did it. Let's see. People are laughing at Scrub's memory.
Are you saying like is someone from the exchange online and actually going to do it?
Yeah, that's what we're looking
No.
for. Sparky has fireball. Then we would change. Yeah, so Sparky could have done it too. Also, oh man, I'm not seeing anybody yet.
Ooh, no.
The world belongs to.
Onlyfi on Twitch says live well.
Okay, there you go. So Liv Mora, that means Liv Mora. Luckily, Liv Mora did not take off for Rhaegar yet because time moves so slowly. So Liv Mora is like in the sky, probably about 20 minutes out in the water, and then she starts turning around. This is one of the airships, and she makes the way to pick you guys up. So that'll probably be about. I'm just gonna guess the hexes. It's probably about 4 hexes, we'll say. So 4 hours. So somebody start a clock. Rob, you want to do this since you usually keep track of stuff?
Okay.
You guys have lost 4 hours plus about 2 hours. So 6 hours lost. When you get to 20...
Clutch with the airship, Oni.
When you get to 20, 40, 60, 70, 40, 21, 81 hours, is that what it is? 20, 40, 20, 40, 64... Oh, so far, 40, 12. 72 hours. When you get to 72 hours, that'll be... No matter where you are, that's what's going to happen.
So you said 6 hours total.
6 hours, yeah. 6 hours down from 72 hours. You guys are on the airship? Go ahead.
Has that put us into a new, has it hit midnight yet?
No, I don't think so. Because you guys got up early to go down there.
It was still like relatively early.
Yeah, but you guys are gonna go through that when you wait on the ship. You're a 12-hour trip. So you guys are 100% will get a rest, which is good. Thank God for that at least. But you're going to lose 12 hours.
Okay, so while we're waiting, can I investigate this dagger? And
sure.
That.
Okay, so you guys
spell that I saw.
You guys are on the ship. You guys are on the ship and flying over Liv Mora. You tell Liv Mora where you want to go, and she says no problem. They'll take you there, of course. And you guys are just relaxing below deck. Holgar, you're nursing your wounds, which look like they're not even healing.
Me too.
And yeah, how much did you take?
Only like 20 something.
24?
I have damage reduction too, so
okay,
shaved off the little.
That's good.
But yeah, it was a hit.
So you guys are all just talking, sitting down together, just like nursing your wounds. Some of you, I imagine, Findelar, you might be sleeping now.
Well, what time of day is it right now? Is it like in the rollover tonight to morning, or is
Probably
it
early evening or something?
You have 12 hours. I mean, you could wait 4 hours, but you need to rest. He needs his spells back.
Well, no, I'm asking for the same reason because I need the rest too.
Yeah, so you guys, whatever your reason is, you rest.
Tony, can I heal? Can I sing for Dan and Skrull? For Holgar and Skrull and Bo?
You can sing for them.
Will it heal them or are they not?
And once again, I can't tell you guys the future of things. You must try, and then I tell you what happens. Would you like to try?
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
You sing. Song sounded nice. No healing.
You did mention earlier that it's not going to work.
Yeah. Tony, I'm going to do a long rest as well.
Okay, as you do a long rest, you check out that dagger. The dagger looks ceremonial. It looks like it's enchanted, some kind of dark magic. It's definitely necromantic, and you believe it is what it is. It's not going to grant you any powers, but it's what you would need to do those sorts of spells if you want to go there. You do know that casting those sorts of spells have a very negative effect on the caster as well. So that's from what you've heard.
Gotcha. So I have one of my skills lets me store spells in my spellcasting focus, which is my tools.
Okay.
So I'm gonna store a spell too. After my long rest, I'm able to do that.
Okay. Let's have a role play. You guys all wake up from your rest. You're almost there to our light. Right now, you're over the ocean. In the very, very far distance, you see our light, and then you see the tower in the mountains nearby, which is where you're going. And let's do a quick 1 minute role play. Go ahead, guys.
All right.
So what are we supposed to do again when we get here?
We don't know exactly. Something down below the tower, in the tower itself, but down below the surface level, is, I don't know, some sort of power source that we think is going to help us.
Some wisdom that we need. Wisdom that's been hidden.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Perhaps
That's just where they're supposed to start.
Crystal, maybe something to do with the lion. We don't know for certain.
I assume we're going to encounter more of these goblins down here?
Yeah, they were all over the place. And even if we don't encounter that, I imagine if it's something down there that's like a crystal at the Chronomancer's tower, it's going to be very difficult for us to get into. So even if they're not goblins, I'm sure there's other protections on it. So we'll try and do whatever we can. When we were last here, the place was ransacked. A lot of things were turned over. I think they were looking for something. I don't know what exactly. That hallway of doors was still there, but some of those doors were damaged. I don't know how we're going to figure out exactly where they go, but hopefully we can do that when we figure out what the next step is. Look, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here, but we normally, when we do things like this, we make a mistake the first time and then we go and fix it. I don't think we have that time right now, right? We gotta. I'm talking to myself here, as much as anybody else. We gotta do the right. We gotta make the right choices, whatever they are.
Well, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Agreed.
So with that, Hogar, any Archmage knowledge slip into your mind while I was asleep?
No. Nothing yet. I mean, I could give it a shot while we're flying if you think it may help us.
I think it may help us. The ancient that I'm attached to is trapped forever, and this crystal we're thinking about destroying. So I don't think he's giving us all the help he can give.
Okay, so you guys get close. You see one of the mates of the ship comes down and says, "We're almost there. You might want to get ready."
All right. Ask the captain to make sure that they fly above the tower and land at the top. Don't fly directly at it.
Aye, sir.
Do you have a couple minutes before Finn? Before we get there?
Yeah.
I want to pull Finn to the side. Finn, you have a minute? I'm gonna talk to you about something before we go down there.
Okay.
So I could pull him to the side. I was thinking. What if we? I just totally glaze over you. I just
He's not here anymore.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Finn.
What if instead of destroying the crystal, we tried to siphon off its power into the rod? Would that be something that could potentially work? Almost like with the tree?
Yeah. I don't know what it would do, but I think it's a good idea. I think that would effectively destroy the crystal.
But at least, at least its power would be preserved. I feel within the rod,
Yes.
hopefully.
Yeah.
The rod contains
it'll probably kill
souls.
us, but I think there's a chance.
Probably kill us.
He's not wrong.
Definitely
He's not wrong.
chance to survive. Thank you, Egon. Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. I think that functions as destroying the crystal itself. Let Drogado take the powder, do what he wants with it, and it gives us a chance to possibly free the collector.
Because if the rod is holding the souls of Ember and the likes of why am I having a brain fart?
Alabaster?
Right now? Alabaster. Thank you. I think it might be powerful enough to hold an ancient. Potentially.
I think it's a good idea.
The mate comes down. He goes, "We're here." He runs back upstairs.
All right. At least we have an idea of maybe something we could do when the time comes, if it comes.
If it comes, let me do it.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys are
Fair enough.
You guys make your way to the upper deck. It's a very nice ship, very well designed, and you guys look around, and you once again on the flip side of being on the airship, because last time you were here, you were boarding one. Now you were embarking. You see the towers below you, and you still see the same kind of carnage that was there. Perhaps a little bit harder to see now because time has passed and things have changed. But you still see the signs of like a very interesting struggle between Griffin and its killer. Dan, Holgar, when you're there, you have quick flashes of some kind of like battle here or something, but you can't really remember anything. You feel like you've been here before.
Okay.
You guys disembark in the ship.
We're getting on the top of the tower, right?
Yeah. Liv Morris says she'll fly up and she'll wait, circle around, wait for you guys to come back out.
All right, let's go.
Unless Liv Morris tells me otherwise, but I imagine that's what you do.
Then just say hi.
Derek Luxon says, does anyone else wonder that if both Ember and Alabaster are both stuck in the crystal, they have been there long enough, they have formed a relationship, friends, or even married? Interesting.
Now I've wondered about it.
Now I'm thinking it. Okay, so you guys land on the top of the Chronomancer's Tower. What do you want to do?
Look for a way down.
Okay, you know how to get down. You see there's some stairs pretty obviously put in the center, and you guys make your way down. Again, this is a tower of the Chronomancer that's been ransacked. This whole area around the tower is full of chronomancy, active chronomancy. You can even see it from the airship when you're looking down. You see almost like the Predator distortions, second reference to Predator now. Predator distortions around the around the areas around the tower. And you guys start making your way down. If you guys remember when you were here last time, Carlita, CL.
Sneaky.
Yeah, he knew.
That's who it was.
Yes, she was Carlita.
No, who was there?
Oh, who said it? Yeah. Carlita wanted to go down, and Mortimer was
Right.
like no.
Yeah. I remember Mortimer
Because he knew that she wanted to. She was curious. So
I remembered that, but I wasn't there. So I was like,
I was in the same boat, Dan. I feel you.
Your leading questions were so like, I was like, come on. I'm like, I'm
Who do you
trying to
think-
fly down fast.
who do you think it was, Gro? I don't know, Carlita. Who do you think it was?
That's why I was like, maybe Brooke can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
So you guys head down, and you head all the way down stairs, passing all the different levels. You pass the level where the portals were. You pass the level where there were tables for you guys to eat and such. A library, all sorts of different things. You make your all the way down to the base of the tower. You see the front door to the tower. You go past that. You go all the way down till you see that there is a door. Brooke, your character can sense that there were magical enchantments here. Tom, you can sense this as well. But they're not there. They've been removed or quieted. And you see that there are two doors in front of you. One door is red, and one door is blue.
Which pill you taking?
I knew it was going to be a Matrix reference.
Can I tell anything else when I look at the doors?
No.
When we left, we asked her to stay, right?
Ask who to stay.
Live with the ship.
Yeah, Liv is circling around. Unless Liv Mora tells me otherwise, she's circling.
She offered to come with us if we wanted, but we'd have to ask.
Let us circle.
She's a captain of the airship. You need that airship in a pinch.
Yeah.
Let's bring him down.
Come on down. Yeah, land that thing in the chronomancy over there. Will you? Thanks.
If things go bad, though, then definitely they would come down to help out.
Yeah, she just offered on Twitch, so let's make sure.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
What? Red or blue? I mean, what's that mean?
Try them both.
Save. Is that a clue to a color?
What was that?
I don't know. I don't associate.
I begin to search both doors to see if they are trapped.
Could one mean water and one mean fire?
I'll investigate on him as well.
A 18 on the right one, whichever one that is.
Red then blue. You check out that door, and you check out the other one. There are no traps.
Okay.
It's a little disturbing that there doesn't seem to be any magical traps or any regular traps or no gnomish devices. You don't see anything that seems to
Out of
be...
the ordinary. All right.
Yeah. You kind of wish you saw them. It's unnerving that there's nothing. Volt, when you check go through the doors, you find an interesting, like a spot on the wall that has some sort of writing, very small. Abyssia, when you see you see Evan's character Volt checking something out, you notice that you hear a voice, and it's the same sort of enchantment that you guys encountered last time you were here. That the Chronomancer left like a voice imprint for you to hear. You realize that if you kind of tune into it, and then everybody could do as well, you can listen to it. It's mental. It's in your mind.
All right, I tune into
Let's
it.
tune
What
in.
does it say?
I turn the AM to
Hey, check this
870.
For years, I have tried to master time, but it has truly mastered me until I changed the game. Why play a game I cannot win when the death of existence itself lies in the balance? The room before you is powered by amethyst and diamond. It is a room not limited by time, but by the choice of all who enter. I have spent years before and after your great departure creating it. It is a way to seek knowledge. To do this, simply enter. Find a chair and sit down. When inside, you will speak a name, the name of one who has entered before. Know that by entering, you will change everything. Or perhaps maintain an already established future of events you have yet to experience. While this seems dangerous, I bid you enter. I feel if you and the ones who come after are to keep Andaria safe, knowledge is a key to our victory. Heroes of the Realm, I leave you with one warning. Do not enter more than once. Signed, Chronomancer. P.S. XOXOXOO.
Not a piece.
Speak the name of somebody who's entered before. I mean, how do we know who's entered?
He said we could only enter once. Is it per door?
Door. Either? Did he mention it?
That was just for this one door, right?
So you believe it's for the blue door.
Oh.
You don't know what's in the red door.
Well,
Do we get the idea that if we've entered the blue door, it's okay to enter the red door?
Don't know.
Maybe one's an entrance and one's an exit.
Do I see anything similar to what I found over by the red door?
No, you actually saw that in between, but near the blue door, which makes you think it's the blue door.
Okay.
well, let's
I
try the red door.
I try to concentrate like on my flashes again. Do I remember these doors? Do I remember walking through these doors?
Yes.
So you probably shouldn't go.
Thanks
Sorry,
for saying what I was thinking.
There are two separate doors that go to two separate rooms.
We don't know.
We don't know.
They could open up to exactly the same room.
Well, Dan just said, does he remember going through the doors? So did he go through both or one?
You remember? You don't remember actually. You remember being here and seeing these doors. It's possible you could have went in.
You went in.
You went. I know you did. I know you. I know you. I know what you did.
That whole guy.
Don't pretend you didn't go in.
But once again, I mean, who do we call upon to view their knowledge of?
Do we know the name of the the
Call the
chronomancer?
Chronomancer, Cyrus.
From the way sense you get it is that that information may come to you as you enter. You kind of think it's part of the process, perhaps.
I'm going in.
I'm following Finn in.
Me too.
Wait, we can.
Okay, the three of them walk in. You say wait, but they walk in.
I'll go.
Scroll walks in.
Well, Hogarth by himself?
No, we all
You're with
follow them.
Evan's with you. You're with it's Volt, Abyssia, and Holgar.
Volt. Okay.
You guys walk in.
Okay.
The door starts to close behind them. Do you walk in?
Yeah, I go in.
Evan walks in. The door is almost closed. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
I walk in.
Abyssia walks in. Holgar, you walk in.
He left.
He left. Wait, is he not with us?
Did something happen?
I don't know.
he's
Probably dropped out.
He lost
Oh,
connection.
okay. Okay, well that that supersedes my DM control.
Did you kill him? Like he left early.
My power reigns over Google.
You tripped, you fell, you went in, you died.
You came, you saw, you died.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay.
Don't do that,
boy.
Hogarth.
Dan, you back?
Yes.
Dan, okay. Dan, I'm gonna give you 6 seconds because I don't know what you heard, but everyone walked into the door, and the door is closing. You have a choice to walk in. Everyone walked in. Here you go. Choose in or out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I go in.
Couldn't be any closer.
That was so close.
He
I just see this
hide in the
image of
unit,
like
Brooke.
huge Hogarth just shimmering.
yeah.
Okay.
Last second.
Now for this next part,
Oh.
please, I would ask nobody. You do not speak. Don't speak anything. And everyone, get your phones ready if you can. You're gonna need to text me something. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Steve, if you can please capture my screen right now.
Oh no.
Yes, please. Now, everyone, enjoy Microsoft Word. Here it is.
Ooh.
You are seeing a list before you. As you walk in, you see in the room that there is, in fact, 2 chairs in this room, and you see both doors. And apparently, the blue door may be the indoor, and the red door may be the outdoor.
Haha.
So you were right. You feel that you kind of feel. I would imagine that you would want to sit on. Well, actually, I don't know where you sit, but you take a chair. And then a thought comes to you, and you almost feel these names coming to you about who you might want to see. And you realize you must now silently make the choice of one person that you can talk to. Apparently, these people, at some point in their lives, have walked into this room, have sat in this room for a certain amount of time. You are within what is called in this world as a time anchor. If someone comes in here and sits here for an hour, they will be able to communicate for the rest of existence as long as the tower is in existence. You may talk to this person, have a normal conversation with them, ask them whatever you like, and then whenever the time is up, it is up. You must now, as you all walk in, you're not all in the room together. You're all in out of phase, in different times, if you will. You will now silently choose the person you wish to speak to. You will not be aware of when they went into the room. If the person, I'll tell you this, though, as a little bonus. If the person has chronomancy that you know of, they will have full knowledge of everything up until their death, no matter where it is, whenever they entered. But someone else who does not have chronomancy, who has entered the room, will only have information possibly to that point. Maybe there's other circumstances that could change the answer. You don't know why. But now it is up to you to make a very important decision. Now, out of game, I will tell you that some of these decisions might be a waste of time. Some of these decisions might be exactly what you need. One is very scary, and one is a full-on beneficial Easter egg. Okay, I'm gonna
okay.
There's more names. So here we go, guys. Sorry, you couldn't see the whole list here. Hopefully, you could see it now. Oh, you can. Okay, good. So,
Do we know
that is a full set of names.
Do we know who?
King Genjin at the bottom is the one of the Red Kings. He was the king that went down into the dark to try to rescue the lion and pay the lion's debt. Eldon Arendalis is the elder of the Drow. You met him when you guys went down there to go into hell. That was the elder of that tower. The Archmage Eldrach is the wizard that Tom has his spell book. He found him in the bottom of the tower for the Drow. Kelkin is a speaker of... I'm just going up from the bottom. Kelkin is a speaker of our light. He's still alive. King Oakfrost is the king of the northern lands above the Red City. The Seer is, he is in charge of the Elven Kingdom. He's blind. He has the Amethyst. Kanos, the Fire Elf, has been mentioned many times in his quest. I'm not going to give any more information on him. Hadheld was killed by Holgar. Hadheld was a dark cleric who was running Solst. Wexel is a wild mage that was also killed by Holgar. Well, he wasn't killed by Holgar. Who's he killed by, Rob?
Actually, I killed Wexel.
Actually, I killed Wexel. That's a shirt we're going to be making soon. Two Mage was killed by Holgar, though, in that same incident. King Argon was killed by Holgar in a separate incident. And the Chronomancer, we're not sure what happened to the Chronomancer. Alabaster, you know who that is? He's the Lightborn. And Holgar is the person who's with you right now. Guys, cast your votes right now, and you're going to text me. And then... we're going to see what happens.
Tony, just to clarify, if we do go to someone with chronomancy,
I got it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If we do go to someone with chronomancy as opposed to someone without chronomancy,
the only benefit is they remember everything up into their death, no matter when they visited the tower. Because the way chronomancy works, they have it tapped in that their consciousness will always have the future and the past.
So the rest of the people don't know. You're not going to know what they remember up to.
You don't know, and maybe there's something else where they have something where and they surprise you. That's just the basics.
Can you display the list again, please?
Steve.
Thank you.
And what, we sit in these chairs and we talk to them?
We sit in these chairs and what? We talk to them. We have a little pasta and then what? What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do?
But basically, time is stopped while we're in here with them, right?
You're not sure.
Can he hurt us?
You're not sure.
I'm not sure. Okay.
I don't know who I want to pick. I got 2 or 3 I want to choose from. Oh my god.
This is tough.
This is rough for me right now. I'm gonna be honest.
That's the intent, I guess.
Wonder Stars from Scott Weber. Well, it was more or less a mercy killing. What's he talking about?
Wexel.
Wexel. Oh, Wexel. Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Wonder Stars.
Took him out to pasture.
Spoiler alert.
Let's get them, guys. I got 3 in so far. Let's get the rest of them in. Guys at home, what do you think they should do? Put it in chat right now, in Twitch or in Facebook or on YouTube. Let us know, what do you think who should they talk to and why? They need the help, guys.
My brain is working who might have the best info.
Yeah.
Well, they all have different information.
Yes, correct. But who has the most important information is the key. Oh man!
I sent mine in already.
The bad thing is if we all pick the same person.
Yes, that's the other thing too. That's I'm also thinking
a prisoner's dilemma situation. We all got to
Not
hope
really, because you guys might ask different questions.
Yes, that is also true.
It's true.
But from what he said, if they can only walk through the door once, we may only get one shot with each person.
Oh yeah.
And if they're not
They already broke that rule, Holgar.
No, maybe it's just to get us information.
Oh, I thought he meant just us walking into the room. I thought that's.
What do you mean just us?
Like we can't walk into the room twice. If once we leave, we can't walk back in.
Right.
Yeah, but Holgar. It looks like Holgar already walked into this room.
Oh,
Somebody that we pick.
What happens if we talk to you? That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, I should have.
What if Holgar picks Holgar? What?
Oh man, I don't know who I want.
Me either.
The universe implodes.
I'm down to 2. I'm from 3 to 2.
I need decisions, guys. I got 4 in. A few more.
Thank you.
This is stressful.
I'm trying to think of what other people would pick, and I don't know.
I'm stressing you.
And we're gonna be friends, or like, is this gonna be, like?
All right.
Not necessarily.
Steve, you can take it off for 1 second. I'm going to check out to see what the stream's doing. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what recommendations coming in.
Yes, I will default if anybody has a recommendation for me.
Okay, here.
Default to that one. Clueless.
Jared Wood says Final Fantasy Shrine Temple music. I was thinking that too. That it sounds like Final Fantasy. I actually love that.
And how we dropped in from the top of the tower.
Yes. Let's see.
Oni says, "Oh my God, Kanos comes in and just kills them."
Right.
All right, I did it.
Let's see. Don't use your Leon. Leon says, "Don't use your reroll. Die here, Tom." Wow.
Die here, Tom.
What? Todd Haney says, "Dude, that's actually pretty PogChamp." Okay. Jared Woods, hyperbolic time chamber. Charles Morrison, Holgar will speak to Holgar.
Yes.
Derek Luxton, well, the Dragon Rider seems smart. Jared Woods says, 2 mages, my choice. Scott Weber, well, it has more or less a mercy killing. That's where I was talking about before. Holgar is a good guy, but Holgar has been through some interesting situations, Leon. If you go back on YouTube and watch from season 1 forward, you will find some interesting things out. Derek Luxton, guy goes to rescue the lion and not to choose him, though I want the Easter egg also. Richard Wild, yes, we had a moment of madness. As we're talking about Holgar. Charles Morrison says the Dragon Rider. Derek Luxton says Holgar should ask Holgar for the meta. Let's see. Who would
On
you choose?
Twitch, Brown852 is saying really quickly, you're talking to the person in their present time, so could you affect the past by being here talking to them? Will they remember what you talk about?
I will reveal the answer is yes. Ooh. It's like you're connecting a phone, more than a phone, but you're connecting a phone to the past, and absolutely yes. Welcome to Chronomancy.
Wait.
My pick, Richard Wild says my pick would be the Arch Wizard or Hadheld. Jared Wood says 2 mage because he is powerful. Lauren says Wexel. Richard Wild says Hadheld no more than anyone else. Ryan Milner says I'm curious about the Fire Elf. Nancy Marie says I didn't watch the previous episode, so I'm not sure. Ashley Simpkins says 2 mage. 2 mage is a powerful wizard that was killed in the quest earlier. Let's see. Nick Lurkin says this is tough.
Yeah.
Vinny Pro, Richard Wallace says Vinny Pro, Hadheld will be cool for you.
I was thinking about that one too. That was...
Richard Wallace says Finn should pick the arch wizard. It's in there. That's not the Archmage, the ancient. It's just an arch wizard. Yeah, Nick Lurkin says Finn should choose the arch wizard. Nick Lurkin says ask Andaria, Tom, for help. Leon, thanks for the share. Everyone get to 50 shares. And these guys might need rerolls. You might want to give them one. Derek Luxton, they talk to Kelkin and tell him the truth. It could free the lion. Yes, Scott Weber says set that makes Chronomancy like the plot to the movie Frequency. 100%. Think of the movie Frequency. It's like that. I love that movie.
Great.
Derek Luxton, if they can change the past, they can change what he put Gel King. I think he means something else. He changed what?
I think he's talking about the Dragon Rider.
Or what Gengen did. Yeah, yeah. You could do anything you want.
My memory is terrible. What city did we come out of?
Anwar. Then Anwar, right.
Kelkin was who again?
Kelkin is the new speaker of Arlight.
Arlight.
Scott Weber says it's obviously the Fire Elf because you haven't interacted with him. And it probably has something to do with the lion. 200 stars. Thank you. So that's most of everything. Guys, I've given you enough time. Let's see what you guys are giving in. Here is Tom's. Okay. If that's what you want to choose.
It's not, but it is.
I feel you, brother.
I didn't want to choose. I feel like somebody else is going to choose the one that I want to choose.
Oh, my God. That's a real reaction. I'm not even playing with you.
I have a feeling everybody like more or
1,
less
2,
picked, like, the
3,
same
4,
thing.
5.
Oh my god,
That's my
imagine
reaction
6.
to
Who am I missing?
there's 6 of us, isn't there? No.
No, it should be 7 of us.
Are you
I-
giving us? Are you
Ta-
giving
who-
us new
oh,
character
are
sheets
you
to print
missing-
out?
Who am I not saying? If I saying everybody, Evan, Scro, Rob, Dan, Tom, Brooke.
Me. I sent it to
You.
you.
Okay, I didn't see yours yet. Oh, there it is. I got it.
Did you get the predators yet?
I didn't get any predators yet. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that just 3 of you chose the same person.
Oh.
Scro, Rob, and Vin.
Oh,
Who wants?
Oh,
Who wants-
wow!
So if I'm going to say that one of you can change if you want. Or
It don't
two-
matter to me.
Change?
Or 2 of you can change. You can change if you want. I'm going to tell you right now just because
But there's no folding chairs.
there's no folding chairs.
there's no folding chairs. No.
Not enough room in this powwow.
What happened to your R's
know.
today? Folding chairs?
I'm tired.
It's up to you guys.
Tired.
And I'm
I'll
gonna do it,
change.
so, you
You'll
know.
change?
Because I don't know if I'm gonna ask the right questions, but you know.
Because I have some solid questions I want to ask him.
So maybe we should both talk to him. Or you want me to talk to somebody else? I'll talk.
That's up to you. That's up to you.
Know.
All right, I'll pick someone else. There's no reason for 3 of us to go to the same.
Yeah, Steve, you can put my screen back up if you want.
Yeah, put up that screen one more time.
Yeah, put up that screen.
Okay, I'm sending. Should I send you a new one, Tony?
Sure.
All right. You know what? Maybe I will too.
That's totally up to you.
I just.
You don't have to.
Guys, this is gonna be crazy.
You might ask him something I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, you take care of it, Vin.
I got Rob's. And Scroll, you changing or no?
I can't decide. No, I'll stay the same.
And you're staying or changing?
I'm going to stay.
Okay. Okay, guys. You guys walk into the room. You sit down in the chair. And time passes, but obviously in a very weird way. You could be sitting there for minutes or an hour, you're not even sure. You're sitting there for a while, and after a while, the time becomes irrelevant. Finally, the door opens. And the person you wish to see walks into the room. They walk over, they sit down in the chair, and they look at you. A plethora of different expressions amongst all of them, depending on who you choose. From the stars from Scott Weber, bribery to make Tony add corny to that list. Rob's like, oh, I changed my answer. I want to see corny, and I punch him in the face. I punch him in the face. Okay. First, I'm gonna tell you guys who comes in each of your rooms. Volt, as you're sitting there, the door opens. The blue door opens. And you see Tomb Mage walk in. And Tomb Mage sits down. Scro, Pretorius. The door opens and you see King Genjin, Dragon Rider, walk in and sit down. Rob, Archie. You see King Oakfrost. This is from a place that we haven't even seen in the story. You sure will be very helpful. Dan, Hogar. You see Alabaster walking into the room.
That was my other choice.
I was thinking about that too.
Tom, you see the Archwizard Elderach, who you have one of his spell books on how to cast magic for longer and such. Elderach 101 tips on how to cast your spells longer and larger.
How to maximize 101.
How to maximize your spells. Maximize your magic.
With Blue Chew.
Vin, you also see King Genjin Dragon Rider come in. And finally, Brooke, you see Kanos walk in the room.
Nice. Stones. She's got stones.
Guys, we only have a little bit of time left, so here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to give each of you one question to ask. Or should we just do? Nah, should we do a couple
Oh,
people?
come on. One question?
Well, I mean, I can either do like two
Right.
people.
I
or
would do two people and then, yeah.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
So I kind of wrote a script already. What I wanted to say.
Okay, Evan, I'll let you go. You can go first, and then everybody else will let you just choose it out
And
or
then
roll it
I'll
out.
go. I'll
Okay,
go.
Evan, you sit down with Two Mage.
I should go first after him.
Two Mage sits down in the chair, and he looks at you.
So does he recognize me, or is this from before the prison?
He does recognize you.
Okay.
I know you. You are Volt.
Yes, Two Mage.
What are you
It is
doing?
good to see you after so many years, my friend.
I'm confused. How long has it been for you?
Many, many years. And you have since passed. So,
I have passed.
yes. But I would like to change that, if we are able. In the future, I'm not sure when you are now, but Hogar will do something and attack Wexel in the Red City. And when that happens, you must leave. It is there you die, and we need you now. Please trust me and leave the Red City then. You must go into hiding so that you don't affect the timeline. But meet us back here now. We have little time to prevent the true end of the world. If you cannot do this, then maybe... Or if we can do this, then maybe we will save the world. And I explain, with the date, what time we are now, how long it's been. Because I know it's 22 years since the event happened. So I'll be like, on the day of when that happens, it's, 24 days, however much time it's been since then.
So you spent, since this is a long story, you're going to use up all your time with him. So you explained to him that day, and his response is this. I must follow my heart in a situation, and of course, if it requires protecting others, I will do so. And I will only give myself the last moment if possible to perhaps teleport away, if I can. I thank you for this warning. It is very noble of you to do this.
I wish you all the luck, my friend, and hopefully I will see you when I leave this room.
He gets up and he walks out the red door.
And then I follow him, because...
Okay. Which door do you go out?
The red door.
The red one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Skrill, you wanted to go next?
Yeah.
King Genjin sits down. Very, very regal, sits down. This is a guy who's been in the field a lot. He's like a warrior king.
Your Highness. I give him a little, nod and a little bow.
What is this? Some sort of... I still don't understand what I'm doing here.
This, as I understand it, this is a...
Was a dwarf talking to me? Why is there a dwarf
Your
talking to me in
Highness,
here?
please, we don't have much time. Your Highness, please, just give me one moment. As I understand, this is a very special place, out of time. But I've been given this opportunity to ask you something. And from what I understand, you have made attempts to free the lion and might have knowledge of exactly how to do that. My party and I, that is our quest that we must undertake.
Do not take
right
it.
now.
Do not
we
take
must.
it.
It must be
There is
done.
your answer.
It must be done.
I have just come back from that quest, and I tell you this, it is fruitless. Do not endeavor on that quest anymore.
There must be a way. What can you tell me about it? Something. We have to go. We don't have a choice. We're going. You need to help me in any way you can.
Master Dwarf, I took 20,000 of my knights into the dark to rescue the lion, and I failed. I came back with almost 1,000, I believe, and their morals are crushed. They saw things and had to do things that they never even thought they would have to face in their lives. The Queen is more powerful than you can think. She seems within reach, but she is vile. And what she did to us, not to mention the forest around, the dead forest, guards her fortress. We travel through that. Literally, the graying dead trees reach out to eat any life they can. We traveled through that forest. We got to underneath. We traveled the same journey that the lion brought his beastborn knights, clerics, paladins, and such. And we found them frozen. They did not move. We weren't even aware there was a spell. I lost men just walking up to them. Who can see when someone is frozen like that? How can you even tell there was a spell?
Well, perhaps it was chronomancy. It lost its frozen in time. Something like that.
That is what I'm saying. They were frozen. No movement. All those men are there. They are lost. When we were there, harpies came down. Screeched. All we could do was grab our ears. There was nothing to fight. After a time, shadows and demons started to emerge from different places, literally from the cracks in the ground. And I saw creatures move in ways that I never thought possible. Creatures built not like you and I. Something of some other make and design. It was like living a nightmare. Except this one I could not wake up. Do not go there if you have the choice.
I told you, there is no choice. We must do this. Somehow. Did you get
Chronomancer, I'm done with this.
Did you get any closer? Did you see past his men?
He stands up. I saw nothing except evil. He walks out the red door. Which door do you walk out?
The red door.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I do have one question. Is Oakfrost the current king or a former king?
He's the current king.
Current king. Okay.
Yeah. He sits down and he has a huge broadsword at his side. It's tinted blue, and he's got like all these like huge furs on. He sits down.
Greetings, Your Majesty, King Oakfrost of the North. The people of Andaria call out to you for help in their time of need. I am Archie Fint, former mayor of the Sunken City.
It is a pleasure to meet you. What you asking me for aid?
Yes, well, I'm not sure how much you're aware of what's going on, but as you know, there are serious concerns about the fate of this world, Dragano, and his evil plans. So I and a fellow group of adventurers are trying to set things right, and I was wondering if you had any knowledge or advice that could be helpful to us.
I do not know much of whatever you're speaking of. I tell you, in the North, we keep out of such matters. But if nobility is required and justice is needed, reach out to us, and of course we would help. But bring your aid to me rightfully, not in some wizard's tower.
I do apologize for the circumstances. Time is really of an essence. I didn't even know what I was going to find here, but when I heard I had the chance to speak to you, I felt it was just too great to pass up.
What is your name?
Excuse me?
What is your name, gnome?
Archie Fint.
Okay.
So, what do you know about the lion? I understand he's being held by the queen, and we had sought to rescue him. Do you have any information about that could help us there?
Ages ago, the lion went down to destroy the queen and was apparently frozen underneath by some sort of magic. That is all I know. I know the great King Genjin once went down there to try to rescue him and to answer pay the lion's debt. But as far as I know, nothing was corrected or fixed.
No, indeed not. Now, another thing we're looking for is there's a a rose. I don't quite understand it all, but there's a rose that the fate of the world depends on, and we've got to find it. But what do you know about kind of magical roses? Have you had any experience with those?
I do not know anything about magical roses.
No, I thought not.
Ask the wizard who owns this tower.
Yeah, I could have, but
Rob went with the Hail Mary play.
I went with you. Okay. What else? So you've been to this tower, Your Majesty?
I am here now.
But never before? I mean,
no.
The Chronomancer had... I feel as though he kind of suggested your name as someone who'd been here and would know about these things.
I do not know what you speak of, but the Chronomancer invited me to come here, and so I did. This tower is located in Arlight, and we are a kingdom of Arlight, of the Keeper. Our kingdom is sister kingdoms, you could say, with Arlight. But we all worship the Keeper. Therefore, I'm happy to oblige when called upon. But I do not know anything about roses. I am shocked that this is what we are speaking of.
Yes. I do.
So what I got here written, sir, I have roses is what I got to ask you about.
Okay. And I mentioned Drogano. You said you stay out of all that sort of stuff. Was there anything you didn't mention that you know about him? Even if it seemed unimportant and not a concern to your people, which I know is, of course, your
people are worried
focus.
that Drogano would return one day, and perhaps that will happen. If he does, if he comes to the north, he will meet my sword.
Ah, wonderful. Wonderful. One more thing, then. There's also a criminal, a fugitive, whose whereabouts are currently unknown. I was wondering if there's any word of him in the north. He's actually a former mayor of the sunken city, Olin. Has anyone heard about him?
No.
Arlight or your lands?
No. Listen.
No. Okay.
I do not know of any of the politics and gardening or criminals of the lands below. But let me tell you something about the north. Here, in the kingdom of the Keeper, we keep our promises. We are a noble people. We do not get involved in these trivial affairs. So I do not know about the things you're asking me. Ask me about the boar I killed last week on my hunt, and I will tell you its size. And I'll tell you it looked me in the eyes and it wanted to kill me. And I said, no, boar. I will kill you. I said that. I didn't just think that. Not a metaphor. I said it.
You said talk to him.
Yes, I talked to the boar.
Well, you described that so well, Your Majesty, I feel the need not to ask any further. I can picture your deed right now. So,
excellent.
Okay. Well, would you be able, as a representative of the sunken city...
There's more? No.
Excuse me?
No, I'm going to go.
When is your position
how about
up for
this?
election?
Can you send some troops to the sunken city? We beg you. We are under attack from the
Come
Queen.
see me outside this tower, Gnome, and then we can talk then.
Very well. I look forward to when we meet again, Your Majesty.
Right. He leaves. Good job, Rob.
Thank you.
That went well.
Who wants to go next? You want to keep going?
Anybody?
I'd say let's not do Dan's because that might be longer.
I'll go if you want.
Okay. Okay, King Genjin walks in for you. Sits down. Same way.
Your Highness.
This is about going to see the lion. I don't want to talk about it. And I tell you not to go.
Your Highness, I understand your situation with going down there and being defeated and repelled, but we are given this quest by the Collector himself. This isn't light matters. We were told that we have an item that might be able to help us along the way down there, which you did not have when you went.
What item?
We have a crystal rod.
That does what?
It is very powerful. It contains the souls of many beings.
I do not know what a crystal rod would do versus what I saw.
It's extremely magical.
You need something to break the magic that is cast upon the line. If you can do that, then go and do it. If not, you're wasting your time.
Well, what do you know of the rose? There's the collector told us that there was a rose that was stolen.
I have heard of the black rose that grows between the dark and the core of the
We've
world.
encountered a few of those, yes.
I have not seen one. I've heard of it. Apparently the fire elf has one. That is how it was initially found. I've heard of his stories. I met the dark elves on my trip, and I spoke with their leader, Arandalis, and I learned of his tales. But I know very little else about them.
The magic that is holding the lion in place. What do you know what it consists of? Is it?
I do not know. I have not seen anything like it.
When you say he's frozen, is he frozen in ice, or is he like?
No, there's no ice.
Is he paralyzed? I would say like frozen, just like frozen in place.
There was no ice. They were just simply not moving.
Okay.
And by the way, that was a mixed up rumor from before. People heard that they got frozen.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, they got frozen in ice." And that's the going on for a while. So it's the first year realizing no, they were frozen in place.
So they're paralyzed in place then. So we need something to. I'm hoping the rod is what is needed to do such a thing. How long has it been since you've been down there? Days, hours?
It's been a little bit less than a month for me. What time are you from? A few years in the future?
Do I know when
You're like
it's like
2,000.
I was about to say it was like 1,000.
2,000-3,000 years in the future.
Roughly 2,000 to 3,000 years past.
Is the
your
Red City
timeline?
still around?
Yes,
Good.
but
Oh.
yes, it was taken over by a Kanos. He claims to be the true heir
I
of.
have met that man.
In your time.
Yes. He was a part. He served under me in my army.
So is it true that he is one of the true heirs to the kingdom?
I did not know him to be a true heir to king. He was a mere soldier. I gotta tell you, there are many men that work under me. I didn't encounter him until the very end.
Well, he claims he's of the true bloodline to claim the throne of the Red Kingdom.
I cannot tell you anything about the future of 2,000-3,000 years from now. But I'm glad to hear the Red City is still around. I do not know anything more about him, except that he was talking about what we might face there and things like that.
Is he still in your troops now?
No, I did not see him after that.
Well, know this. He will be the ruin of the Red City.
Well, if I see him again, I will question him.
I do more than question him.
I will question him twice. I will ask him 2 questions.
Well, he will be the definite ruin of the city. Matter of fact, it was overrun by goblins last we were there because of him.
Goblins?
And he had the
Wait,
Red Knights.
stop.
Yes.
Goblins run the Red City?
Yes. I know it sounds
Not my future. Ridiculous.
I know it sounds silly,
Yes.
but it's true. He had the paladins of the Red City captured because he is extremely powerful in my time. He has the powers
You
of
paint a dismal
chronomancy.
future,
I
halfway.
just give you the truth, sir.
What else do you require of me?
I think that's all, sire.
He gets up. I'll tell you the same thing I told the dwarf I just saw. If you do not have to go, don't. I do not see how you would do this. Pure folly. But I wish you luck if you do. Hopefully better luck than I have.
If I were to show you the item that we were sent with maybe it could give us some more. Maybe it would give you some insight on what we could do.
I suppose so. The battle was fierce. I did not remember much, but show me.
I pull out the rod.
He looks at the item. He looks at the rod.
It is immensely powerful. We've seen it do things that I can't even explain.
I feel like this. I feel like I saw this somewhere. I feel like I saw this somewhere during the battle. The battle was pure horror. Things were coming out of the ground and demons of all sorts. Harpies in the beginning. We went through a forest of dead, gray, rotting trees that literally sucked the life out of you. This does look familiar to me. It is possible someone was carrying it.
How's that possible? It was crafted almost 2,000 years after you were dead.
I do not know.
Do you know who it may have been that was carrying it? Was it somebody on your side? Was it somebody on their side?
Imagine being within a tornado, a storm of dark creatures, and asking someone about it in more detail in the distance. I do not remember.
Interesting. But you're certain this was there?
I am not certain. Halfling, I wish you well, and good luck on your quest.
Thank you, sire, for the information. It is very important to us.
And do me a favor. If you go back to the Red City, kick out the goblins.
They've been more or less effective.
He walks out. He goes, which door should I go out?
I believe it's the red.
Oh, thank you. He walks out the red door.
I put the rod away and I...
Bissy, are you with us?
Yep, for now.
Brooke.
I like how she puts the "for now" on it.
For now.
Brooke, you are you're sitting in the room and you're waiting, and you see Kanos walk in, and Kanos looks confused, and he just looks around and looks at you, and he goes, when he pulls out his blade, he goes, I thought you were gone. Happy to find you here. And he runs at you to attack you, full steam. He has the glowing Magnum blade, and it's not going to be fun. I'm sorry, but you chose death, Brooke. We're going to find out what happens next time on Audio Dungeon.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. We're going to go right to our Discord right now. Todd, if you could put that Discord right into the chat. Anyone wants to join us. Guys, we have Patreon. We appreciate all support on Patreon. We appreciate our Patreon members. We're going to go live into our after show right now. We're going to show it here, but you can talk to us in Patreon, in Discord. Guys, we're only 7 more episodes until the end of the entire series. If you've been with us at the beginning, this is it. You're watching it. If people die here, that is it. They're off the show until they come back in.
Die though. Like
He doesn't.
that's not
I mean,
a
he did
cliffhanger
the
then. Like
DM.
then everybody knows. So
You're not gonna, I mean, you might die, but you're not.
No,
dead.
you're not dead yet. It's.
But it's scary. You're in a scary spot
yes.
right now. This is it.
Well,
Especially solo.
I'll talk to you in Discord, Brooke.
Okay.
We're gonna discuss it right now in Discord, guys. We're gonna take a 3-minute break. Stay right here on the stream. Don't go anywhere. If you're not familiar with Audio Dungeon, sign up, follow, like, subscribe. And guys, we're live every Wednesday, and now Mondays too. Both same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. So follow us and check out the show. And if you're not familiar with the show, go back to YouTube, watch season 1 through season 4, have a good time. And 7 episodes left, guys. Wait till you see what happens in the next few. I saved the best for last. Guys, we'll see you soon. Stick around. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Oh, man.
Peace.